mic. Don't, keep it as...
Top Lobsta Productions.
We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Oh yeah, dude. There's some It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit. What happened to the home of the brave? These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us fight and be slaves. And everybody's just walking around, heading the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nephilim Death Squad. I am David Lee Corbo, a.k.a. The Raven. That is Top Lobsta, the father of disinformation, with all of the tchotchkes and the decor on his side of the room and not my side of the room. Before we get into today's episode, I just want to tell you guys where you can support us, and that is patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. We're not going to, this episode goes out in its entirety, but if you were looking, how do I support, maybe if I want to make a 5-figure donation to the boys, how would I do that? Patreon.com/Nephilim Death Squad. Early access to episodes, ad-free viewing experiences, early access to Bohemian Grove tickets when they drop, and they are dropping. First week of March is what we're looking at. It's going to be a VIP day and a big performance day if you want to be a part of it. Patreon's where you're going to want to be. Also, discount codes off of merchandise from toplobsta.com. Show them what we got. All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. I feel bad. I just chastised Matt over here. It's like, don't tap on the table. We can't tap on the table. But you can get this really neat, it's all in the egg
Oh, I'm
shirt.
wearing that one. And
yes.
I even got the matching shoes to
Does
boot.
look like you.
It looks a lot like
David
me.
has got a real problem.
Yeah?
With matching. Let's just throw Matt's here.
Matt's
Dave has a problem with Matt. Do me a favor. Look at his shoes.
Yeah.
Are they already starting with the face thing? I'm not doing
Well,
it.
Yeah.
you're starting with the face.
No,
thing.
you're
doing
starting, and you end with the face thing. You begin with it, you end in it.
I'm
It's
gonna do
also the
everything
middle
I
part.
can to have a normal
His
face.
shoes
Yeah.
never match his clothes.
Well, my shoes do. I don't know if you can see these.
Let you play for the Steelers. That's not matching anything, dude.
No, it is, because look. Can you show? I got these on, right, and they're super dope, right? But
Put your
then
foot down.
if you look at the shoes he's wearing. Look at the shoes the egg is wearing.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
but no,
intriguing.
he keeps coming in very disrespectfully with like he's wearing like a sloppy gray T-shirt. With
Yeah,
the,
matches with
You saw it.
Skechers.
It's a wife beater, and it's just
No, we're talking
you know,
about your thing. Ladies and gentlemen,
what?
we'd like to start a fund, and that is Get Matt Out of Skechers Fund.
Well,
He's-
listen,
Bro,
our fans
what?
would gladly donate.
Some of them will even donate as much as to the look.
no,
for
are we
those of
going
you,
there?
before we get into the Book of Daniel, we
No.
have to talk about something. There's a bit of an elephant in the room, and that elephant is we recently did an episode. It was a Blue Letter Bible.
No,
episode.
we're
we
really
weren't
just
gonna
doing
We're
that.
do
doing
it,
it. I'm
man.
doing it. I don't care.
You were the one who said let's not bring it
Well,
up.
we're going to be reasonable about it. And we're going to be gentlemen about it. And we're going to be kind and all these other things. But Blue Letter Bible, we did an episode. And look,
which I love.
They never
and
commissioned
I'm
it.
incredibly grateful for.
They never said, hey, guys, do a thing for us. We were just highlighting how cool of a tool Blue Letter Bible is. And I still believe that it is. One thing led to another. The episode worked its way up management, and they eventually became aware of the episode. Now, it's my understanding lots of people that were not in the upper echelons of the 501c3 system that, is Blue Letter Bible, whatever, they loved it. Once it got to those guys, they said denounce, denounce, denounce,
We
disavow,
don't do
disavow.
that, and I get it.
They asked us to pull the episode down, so we had to pull the episode down. Now, it's
Did we
also-
pull it down?
I pulled it down.
We might be
It's
in the
still
process
available
of pulling.
for Patreon people, though?
Yeah, I mean,
I
sure,
might pull
whatever.
it down there too because
We
apparently
don't want anybody to know about
No, don't, bro.
Blue Letter Bible.
No.
Well, here's the-
our patrons are generous.
They're very generous. Here's what I want to say. This is the part that really kind of bums me out. If there was any part of this that bums me out, I understand we're off-putting, right?
Yes.
I make a great effort
Agreed.
to be off-putting. So when it happens, I go, really nailed it. But the thing that kind of bums me out is it's come to our understanding that a lot of people who support NDS,
Hey, could you pass me one of those things over
little
there?
tchotchkes, look at this beautiful thing that I have. Fine, you can have one.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted.
So it's come to my understanding that people who support NDS have went out of their way because you guys are awesome to support Blue Letter Bible. Now, some people have made sizable donations, the biggest donations because NDS fans are the best. And,
I don't think this is even true. Like
He
the
could be
things
lying.
Bro, you guys saw the text thread. Like,
No, I know
and
we
I
saw
had
the
a phone
text
conversation, and You said you weren't going to bring it up. You were the one who was like, no, don't bring it
Well,
up.
because we talked about it a lot before the show.
Here's the thing. This is a conspiracy
Please.
show, first and foremost.
So you think it's a conspiracy that they...
I don't even think it's a real place.
That's true.
It's totally a real place, dude.
Apparently
There's
this
like a
donation...
military
Well, we
base.
have...
You know, tell me that the Earth
They're in
is
a different
round
time
next.
zone. Like, that's what's intriguing about it. Was he was giving. A dude was watching NDS. He loves Blue Letter Bible, and he threw him some cash, and that's awesome.
Some cash is an understatement. We're talking worth of a donation here, among other donations that came from a lot of other people. And I just want those people to be aware that they don't really mess with NDS. So the money that you gave to the organization that we supported, then I do think is a
feel
great
awkward
tool.
about
Wasn't
this.
me. Yeah,
do
this
we
is
start
awkward.
over? What do we do now?
Nope,
Do we
I'm just
like,
saying it.
Should we edit the episode?
Do we nix it now?
No.
I just don't want to put them on blast like that. Plus, I don't know that it was even okay that we said that there was a donor. Because that's kind of rude of me, because the guy was like, hey, man, we got some donors.
Well, the donors are my homies,
They
and so it
donated.
is what it is. And they actually reached out to us and told us. There was like 5 different people that reached out to us that told us. I made that up. I just wanted to soften the blow. None
For
of
the
that's true
record,
whatsoever.
I just wanted to read the book of Daniel.
All right.
Same,
All right.
same.
So to the people who supported, who liked the episode.
Wait, but I feel like that was so unclear what just happened. You just kind of like, blah, 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 blah. And so anybody watching is probably like, wait, so what happened?
So basically,
happened
what
was-
they just told us to take down the episode. They didn't like that there was some swearing in our intro. They didn't like that there was a gunshot in the intro. Like,
No, I didn't. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that it was that. It was just that like they had some issues.
he
They
goes
wanted to
clarify,
distance
and then you
themselves.
clarify, and he goes like, no.
No, because I want to clarify, not
Yeah.
unclarify. So they just wanted to distance themselves from it, which for all of us, like that's no shocker, right? Like,
absolutely it's no shocker.
Normal 501c3 people, they don't want to be associated with a show like
Honestly,
that.
it was a
I
shocker
get it.
that you ever recommended that this happen and that you thought that it would go well.
Well, I don't care. Like to me, Blue Letter Bible is if it's for anybody, it's for conspiracy theory people. Because what
Apparently
conspiracy
not.
theory people do is research. So like,
Yeah.
Blue Letter Bible is the ultimate research tool. And so like, I don't know. It's just weird for me because if they were like the local Baptist church, it's one thing, and they don't want to be associated with conspiracy theory stuff. But it's a search engine for the Bible.
I don't think it's weird.
Well,
Where
here's
it's
the-
like, why? Who would you not want to be associated with? I would want to be associated with everybody in the universe if I'm a Bible search engine. I'd want like wild people checking it, normal people checking it, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I've told you guys before, I have loved ones that
Retard
like,
people checking it.
if I send them an episode, they're like, yeah, I'm not even going to watch this because I can't get through the intro.
Which is
So-
fine and it's understandable. But what I want to tell people now is if you were using
here's
Blue
the
Letter
thing.
Bible before, now what you're going to have to do
No.
is you're going to have to personally message me.
Don't do that.
I will
Don't do
translate
that.
the things for you. I cannot tell you.
You guys just don't remember what it was like to be like a normal person. Like I remember what
I've
that
never
was
been a
like,
normal
where you
person.
just like believe the news and you just believe what's going on. And so people who live in that world, I'm not offended if they see the intro and they're like, yo,
No,
this
who's
is
offended?
crazy.
I'm not offended.
I thought the intro was the least offensive part of the show. But here's what I will say about the Blue Letter Bible people.
All right, take it easy.
I didn't even say anything
This
yet.
is where it gets serious.
Wow.
Though. No, but when you come in, it is kind of.
Yeah.
Here's what, because I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
I think that they have sinned, meaning they missed the mark.
Okay. Oh,
When
they're
I-
big archery fans.
Yeah, when I was talking to Jake, I was like, do you know this person? Do you know that person? Do you know this person? And they're like, no, no, no. And I was like, incredible, because they make up millions and millions of views of people who use your product specifically, and you don't know them. You've missed the mark. They're not in touch with the people who are actually using
they don't
your
have their
product.
ears to the streets.
And it is what it is. I don't really have much more to say about it. Good luck.
Well, shout out to Blue Letter Bible. All right, so let's get
Yeah.
into the continuation of the book of Daniel.
Am I off there? Is it a little?
We're making-
I felt
No,
like-
Matt, very
it's just
uncomfortable.
hard for me because it's this thing that's had this huge impact on my life, dude.
They're
It's
cool
like,
people.
I love them. And then if they did that, I'm not saying I'm like disappointed. I just like, we talked about it earlier, like we had to have some biblical context for this, dude. Like Jesus comes onto the earth. He can pick anybody he wants. He picks this dude, Peter, who's not afraid to cut a dude's head off. Like,
Sure.
like they're in the garden and Peter goes for his sword. It's not a fairy tale. He goes for his sword. He goes to chop a dude's head off.
Yeah.
And the dude bobs and weaves a little bit and he just gets the ear, right?
Right.
But like this is the type of dude that Jesus is like, I want him in my camp. Like I want him on the team.
Yeah.
So like this whole thing
guy's
where
got a strong
we
sword
don't
arm.
want like offensive people or people who are a little off the rocker a little bit. Like I'm just saying it's not biblical, bro. Like look at the Apostle Paul. Like he's hailing men and women off to prison. He's going in their house and pulling them off and taking them to prison before he comes to know the Lord. And then look at his life when he comes to know the Lord. That's not a normal sweet 501c3 like Chick-fil-A, Happy Hits,
wrong with
Z88
Chick-fil-A?
bumper sticker,
I-
no
look,
cuss
look,
words
I'm not
type of
saying anything-
people.
that's
So like
fine.
the church should should be willing to associate with people
But
who
the
are
Blue
a
Letter
little wild.
Bible's
and
not
you
the
guys are a
church.
little wild.
I like how everything you said was fine, but he was like, "You're talking about food now."
Well, the
Calm
Chick-fil-A
down.
thing, you need to relax a little bit on that. But they're not a church.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're not a church, though.
I know, but I guess maybe they are, right? Like, if we've been watching the Nathan Apfel thing, the religious business, like he's showing that everything is listed as a church because then you don't have to list out your like.
Is that the case? I don't know that they're. I'm not saying.
I don't know. But
That's
nevertheless, they're obviously American church culture people,
Sure.
which is cool. It's whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But those are the type of people that wouldn't want to be associated with a show like this.
You know what? I think we need to get it.
Well, so the previous episode, Jacob Israel did bring up a good point about Peter, and Peter he didn't do the right thing when he attacked this guy, although that's in his character. So he went off. He took that and he was like, "Listen, he wasn't supposed to do that. Jesus condemned him, and then Peter also did deny Jesus 3 times after." But I said, but Jesus chose Peter knowing he'd do those things to build his church upon. He named him the rock. And it's like, there's something about that character where I'm not saying that person should stay there. I'm not saying that like I'm right for doing the show and perhaps like our journey's not over here. But I think that that the people who should know better should be able to look at this and be like, okay, there's something there. You know what I mean? Rather than hit it with the stick, push it away. I think it's really stupid.
I don't think we have any issue with a football team like getting a guy on the team like Bill Romanowski. I used to hate him when he played on the Broncos, but then I was a Raider fan back in the day, and then they got him on the Raiders. He'd like spit in people's face and stuff. So you hated him when he was on the enemy's team, but when he was on your team, you loved him. And I know this is super offensive.
Wow.
But like, look at Samson. Samson's in Hebrews 11. There's not just a story about Samson and Judges. Samson's in Hebrews 11. So just chew on that for a minute and just come to terms with the reality that God's putting together an army. He's putting together a team. He's not looking for sweet little cupcakes. Like, I get it that the 501c3 system with announcements, 5 songs, and a speech is looking for sweet little cupcakes to come in and be in their little group and sit in the little chairs and have a nice little comfortable, luxurious time. But that's not the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is looking for hard-hitting, like, people who are rough around the edges and people who are willing to get things done. And I think the Bible is over and over and over with examples of that. And I just think people need to come to terms with that.
I don't know.
Can
It
I
feels
just
like
say
you
something?
feel pretty passionate.
Look at the
about
screen
this.
right now. Look at the glow.
It looks
Look at
good.
oh my God.
It looks good.
The man is
He looks a little mad.
aura. Well,
But
I
it
mean,
looks good.
This man is aura. Yeah, I love this
Stop
guy.
it. Get out of here.
Yeah, I love
all
that
right,
guy.
all right. Can we read the Bible
Yeah,
instead of you
yeah.
getting really
Wait,
mad
you guys
about
have
the
to
Blue
do
Letter
ads
Bible
and sell
guys?
stuff,
No,
or
we
we done
already
with all
finished that
that?
part.
Okay.
No, I found a good website.
If you could redirect that 5-figure donation. Okay, please continue.
Okay, Daniel chapter 10. So we just wrapped up 9 because we're in 10.
Can you
we
do a
were at
little
11?
Can you do a little
No,
recap?
we're doing 10, 11, and 12.
Daniel was.
Why do you never... You do so many shows that this show with me is
Can you
like
talk into the
irrelevant,
microphone?
And it hurts
I
a
wish
little bit.
you would do
but-
that. So Daniel talked about the beasts, right, and these different things that he's seeing, and that was the last one that we got into, and he kind of came out the other end being like, "Don't know, dog."
Okay, I see what you did there.
Is
You
that
talked about the beast because that's like all through though. Yeah.
Yeah. That theme comes over, and it's just like the same thing, but through different interpretations, different visions of it.
Why do we have 2 Bibles here? You got the big Bible, you got this other
I just
smaller
feel like
Bible.
chapter 11
Bible,
goes
little
long.
Bible.
It goes very long, and it spells out a very detailed history that, like, I just don't want it to drag on. And people are like, what? And the King James are going to be like, what? So I just brought
Okay.
NLT because it's a little bit clearer to read through.
Okay, well, I don't want this whole episode to be about Blue Letter Bible and how they spiked us. So can we keep?
Why did you just bring it back up?
No,
then?
because I felt like that you were about to, and I just
No, I
wanted to cut
wasn't.
you off.
I
at the
love
chase.
Blue Letter Bible. I'm
Shout out to
incredibly
Bible.
grateful for them.
Let's do
for my
another
whole life.
episode for them. Maybe we
and
get
I
some
feel
more
like the story's
donations.
not over. I think, like, give this some time, and especially as you guys kind of move and shift,
Yeah.
and they move and shift, and
Yeah.
maybe, everybody will come to terms
Hey,
with this.
maybe we could redirect that 5-figure donation
to
and-
his sneaker
No,
fund.
we do our own Blue Letter Bible, where we don't do that stuff.
Oh, so me and you send us the thing, we
Why
translate
am I always
it.
out? You said I'm like more than a guest.
We.
now. No,
Because
no,
you're-
but he
you're
just said me
literally-
and you.
It's going to be called the Standard Bible.
Can we
Until
come
you
to terms?
get-
Like, am I just a guest, or am I like kind of part of the team? I'm not saying I'm like original member of the team. It's like a band where there's the
This is a
original
tough
members.
question.
I
But
don't
then
know.
they bring in another guy. He's not like one of the founding members, but he's part of the team.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about
Whatever.
it. Some
Okay.
people were pretty upset with you on your last episode. I remember what about. I think it was how angry you look all the time.
I'm gonna get the picture of him going in the chat. Did he just?
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
nobody's gonna use that as a meme. We actually use Matt's angry face as a meme. It's on Twitter. You're not even on Twitter. That meme is on Twitter.
Okay, just to be clear, my mom said that when I was a little kid, that when I'd get my hair cut, that I would just kind of like scowl like that. So
Yeah.
it's just a thing. It's
Yeah.
just a thing. Daniel chapter 10, verse 1. In the 3rd year of Cyrus, king of Persia, a thing was revealed unto Daniel, whose name was called Belteshazzar, and the thing was true, but the time appointed was long. And he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision.
Dude, I kind of already want to stop you. I'm sorry. Wait. In the time of King Cyrus of Persia, a thing was revealed to Daniel, and the thing's name was Belteshazzar. That sounds so.
No, the thing. No, it doesn't say
No,
the
you're
thing's
not
name.
reading it right.
Just
Look
says
at it,
his
David.
name was Belteshazzar. That's there we go. Yeah. No, okay. Let's have a little respect here. all
Please
right?
don't show
So
that
Cyrus,
to people.
king of Persia. We already talked about Darius the Mede. So the Medes and Persians, that was the empire ruling at the time. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
it's referencing Cyrus of Persia, but Darius the Mede, same team. They're the
thought
same
we were
team.
supposed to get water or something. What
We were
happened?
Can
supposed to
somebody
get
get it? Did you text them or are you
I
gonna?
don't have their numbers.
We need a bell. Like if we had a string that we could pull and the string ran across the ceiling into the shop and we could ring it for a drink, that would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the 3rd year of King Cyrus, a thing was revealed to Daniel whose name was called Belteshazzar.
Belteshazzar.
And the thing was true,
Coconut water.
but the time appointed was long, and he understood the thing and had understanding of the vision. Man, I'm sorry, that just really confuses me.
Well, it's intriguing because this one he has understanding. Remember in 827,
I don't.
We read that like he didn't understand it. We were kind of making the point that like there's all these dudes that have the charts and the graphs and the calendars and they so-called understand everything.
Sure.
But like Daniel didn't understand it.
Okay.
So this one he kind of understands.
Jason English says Raven is a. Hey, that's not nice, Jason.
What did he say? Something
He
mean to the
said
Raven?
that. He said that Raven is. I'll allow it.
Okay, in those days, I, Daniel, was mourning 3 full weeks. I ate no pleasant bread, neither came flesh nor wine in my mouth, neither did I anoint myself at all till the 3 whole weeks were fulfilled. So there's a lot in this too. So he didn't eat pleasant bread, he didn't drink wine, and he didn't eat meat.
He didn't anoint himself? What does that mean?
He didn't use like lotions. He didn't use anything that brought like
he was
comfort.
ashy.
Dude, he was mourning. And the real intriguing thing here is like, did God put that on him? Did God be like, hey, dude, there's something you need to be sensitive to right now, and it's going to be subtle, and I just need you in like a very, very humble, low place right now, so
we
that
gotta
I
go
can
to
get
the
a hold
camera.
of you.
We gotta go to the camera. Hold
Maybe
on a
that's
second.
what he was asking me.
Gotta
for.
open the
on
door.
in.
Come on in. Wait, where's the? You gotta get the logo in the.
You're good. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's a little much. That's a
No,
little
no, we
much.
were just showing how it. Thank
Can
you
I
very
get a
much.
coconut water?
No, this one's for me.
Do you want it in a glass?
Guys, shout out to Standard Coffee Shop.
Thank you, Rory.
I do have a question for the audience, really quickly. You, as a Christ-loving conspiracy theorist, why are you not drinking coffee from the Standard Coffee Shop? And I don't want an answer from the chat. I just want you guys to think about
Do me a
what
favor.
you've
Don't
done.
put your heavy elbow on my laptop.
Get your useless laptop out of here.
It's just like-
Well, I mean, it's in my elbow space. Please take it away. Okay, I'm sorry, Matt, for the interruption. Go ahead.
So what it does mean is that. Thank you for that.
Oh, this is great.
So what it does mean is that during certain times he was eating meat and he was eating flesh. He was eating meat and he was eating pleasant bread and he also was drinking wine, which I know some church folks are going to get offended by that. But if he was refraining from pleasant bread, meat, and wine, that means in his normal life he was drinking wine. So people are offended by that, but that's just what the scripture says. Another thing to note here.
Is it offensive to drink wine?
Some people, man. So another thing in here is that this is a form of a fast. Some people are like, no, it's only a fast if you eat nothing. That's not true, man. Like this dude, anytime you refrain from food that's available to you, that's a fast, right? Like Paul talked about starvings and fastings.
Okay.
So starving is when you don't have access to food. I'm not going to get into that with you right now. But
was a personal
fasting is
attack.
when you do have access to food and you refrain from it. And
Yeah.
it can be on a high level to a low level. It
Yeah.
could be like nothing, like eating nothing. Or it could be just refraining from like luxurious foods. And that's what Daniel was doing for 3 full weeks. And then in the 24th day of the first month, as I was by the side of the great river, which is Hiddekel, which they say is the Tigris River, then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz. His body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude.
Is there like a source we could use to figure out like what barrel means? It would be great if we had a tool to use. Well,
He's gonna do this the whole show now.
BERYL.
I like the voice. The voice of his words were like the voice of a multitude. It's I mean, we've seen it in movies where like someone will talk to a person, and it's just like like 7 voices at
Dude,
the same
I was
time.
listening to an episode just yesterday where a guy encountered something, and he's like, and when it spoke to me like 50 different voices all at once. But I am fascinated.
Do you remember that recording that we heard of from Lauren? From her?
Oh, that was horrifying. Yeah.
It's a crazy recording. The dude.
Oh, that's interesting. Beryl is a transparent pale green, blue, or yellow mineral.
We're not getting into the rocks, dude. Like the urim and the thummim and the whole thing on the breastplate.
What's the matter with the rocks? You got a problem with them?
No, it's heavy, bro. That's a heavy.
Yeah, that's
major
what we
topic.
talked about with Ed Mabry. Remember the importance of gemstones, sort of in their significance as applied to various things throughout the Bible, the coat of many colors, the foundations of New Jerusalem, things like that.
This is another thing that's getting hijacked by the New Age. They're getting the
They
crystals.
be hijacking, dude.
Yeah, they be hijacking.
And I like a crystal. I like a good crystal, but they do be hijacking.
Okay, so it looks like some people would think this is none other than the Lord Jesus. Like this is the same view that John had in the island of Patmos in the book of Revelation. But Daniel says this, and I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision, but a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Therefore I was left alone. I guess I do want to say this actually right now.
You can say whatever you want.
Get it off your chest. What about the
If
blue
people
letter?
are going to walk with God, no, not that.
Okay, sorry.
It's going to be a lonely walk. I just want to say that. I just want to make that clear to people, because I think there's people who think they're going to be like super close to God, and they're going to be this one who's like close to him and loves him, and they're going to have a ton of friends. And I'm just saying, biblically, it's not really like that, dude. Like a lot of times people who walk with God, they
What about
walk
us, dude? You
they
feel
walk
like
alone.
We're with you and stuff.
Well, Daniel's
Yeah, I'm
super
not
close to
saying that.
God.
You guys are my guys, dude.
Okay, that felt
Daniel's super close to God, and there's only 12 chapters here of like instances in which he had.
people around him.
Well, I mean, just like instances in which he's interacting with in a meaningful way. It seems like he's kind of like alone for.
Bro, look at a lot of people, dude. Like Paul, when he gets converted, he goes off to Arabia for 3 years. He's alone. Like
Look
Moses.
great, Matt. Look at you.
Stop
look
doing
great.
that.
He does look
Moses,
great.
bro, he comes out of Egypt, right? He goes to kill the man. Pharaoh finds out about it. Moses flees. He's on the backside of the desert for 40 years alone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like people just think like it's going to be playtime. They're going to be best friends with all these people. I'm just saying,
Jokeville,
like,
yeah.
the man of God, this is only for people who are going to hear it, where this is going to matter for. It's not going to matter for everybody. But people who are serious about their walk with God, like, don't be offended if it's a lonely walk. That's all I'm saying.
What do you
That's
think
what I wanna
happens
say.
here? Because he says they don't share in the vision, but they still flee. So what is it that they're experiencing that makes them flee?
Did they hear the voice? Hold on, let's look at
Because it says that they don't hear it.
I think they heard the voice. It's similar to when Paul gets struck down on the Damascus Road. The dudes with him, same thing. Like they could hear the voice, but didn't see the vision. I hope I'm not
So he
butchering
says,
it, but I'm
I,
pretty
Daniel,
sure.
alone saw the vision. For the men that were with me saw not the vision. Oh, but a great quaking fell upon them, so they fled to hide themselves. That's either them trembling with fear or them feeling a physical shaking of the earth.
I really wish we had a tool that we could look up.
If
like
only there was a
quaking.
tool, yeah. But I mean,
Are we gonna do this forever now?
no, we're just.
It's
I'm
crazy.
just saying.
Come on, man.
But
It's up
that's
to,
an interesting.
honestly, it's up to you. It's up to you if we're gonna do this forever.
Who, the
right.
fans?
No.
We'll stop when you ask us to stop.
I love how the Raven was like, "Nah, man, we're just not gonna bring
We're
it up."
just playing.
And then
We're
he
just
totally
playing.
brought it up.
No, well, anyway. So, but that's interesting. There. What do you think is
thought it was
happening?
gonna be me?
I just think the spirit realm cut through the natural realm,
And they were like,
boom, it was there. And like, although they couldn't see it, Daniel was the
Yeah.
only one that could like see. And maybe it even means like comprehend it. Like maybe Daniel was the only one that could like comprehend what was happening. And these dudes were just like, "Yo, we don't have any reference points for this. Like when the sky gets split and the natural realm just gets split and the spirit realm enters, like we don't have a grid for this. Like we don't know what's going on."
So they just abandoned the home.
terrified,
That's like
yeah.
what happened. What was that dude that got hit with the blast from the UFO? Remember that story, Top? It was like him and a bunch of other country boys out on a road. And it was one of the really early abduction experiences. But one thing leads to another. He ends up getting abducted right in front of them, and they all flee. And then they feel like remorseful for having fled, and he does like reappear later on. But he is
That's the story where they kind of accuse the friends for a while
of murdering him.
the dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, moral of the story is supernatural stuff pops off. The homies they slide.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. No, this is
I wouldn't
Matt's making
slide,
the
dude.
face.
If you got supernaturaled, I'd be like,
David's
I'm,
out.
I'm here.
If you got
nah,
supernat-
dude, I'm sticking around.
No, but my own, the same one with the roof, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with her yesterday, and she saw a mothership.
yeah.
Like her and my uncle. I know it's a real story, but
yesterday.
No, I'll show you.
Go ahead, make the face. Just do
No,
it.
I'm just asking.
Why don't you
This
just make a
person
face
saw the
about it?
mothership yesterday, or you're saying she told the story yesterday of something she saw like 10 years ago?
No, it just reminded me of because she had told me this story a while ago. Here you go, check that out, Matt, because you're an unbeliever. That's
Yeah.
the New York Post from like the 1980s.
Onions report 11th hour.
No.
Whoa! Look at the way he slipped that in
Onions
there, dude.
report. It
Close
literally
encounters over Brooklyn. Was it a bird? Was it a plane? Was it a UFO? Everybody in Brooklyn saw this thing.
His
and it
ability
was-
to lie disturbs
It's
me.
crazy. It was
It
zipping
says
around.
onion. Show him the thing. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't-
It's a different article though. This is a newspaper. You see
Okay,
it?
I was just reading the big
And
lines.
they have
Those are
this
big
is
lines.
this is really the one here that you're gonna want to read that whole thing. But basically, in when was this? This is in 1978.
Okay, I'm not trying to like make the funny face at that. I just was. That's
I don't
just
think
my,
you're ever
Let me
trying to
finish
make
my
the
story.
make a face.
So a UFO zipped across all of Brooklyn. Everybody saw it. Nobody said anything until the next morning when someone was on the radio and the jockey was like, "Hey, did anyone see anything in the sky?" And then people start calling in. And I asked my uncle. I said, "What happened?" They look out their balcony. They see it eye level. They say this thing is like spinning, like light spinning around it, and it's as big as a 4-lane, as wide as a 4-lane intersection where they're at. And I go, "Well, what did you do?" And they said it zipped away, and then they just sat down and watched Jeopardy, and went to sleep. Didn't even address it. So it's like how people react to these supernatural events is like,
Seems a little strange.
but yeah, it's almost like your mind doesn't know where to put it, so you just like whatever, and then they just back out. That's what
I
these
see.
guys did.
I see. Yeah.
You know, they're like, I don't know how to even.
Well, they
process
went a
this.
little more than that though. They were like shaking and terrified.
Yeah. So, but you don't know exactly what you're gonna do because stuff's
I know
crazy.
what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry
you
for the
don't.
face.
That's fine.
Okay, therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision. And there remained no strength in me, for my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. Yet heard I the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face toward the ground. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palms of my hands. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling.
Is this the second time that Daniel's fallen asleep? Like
Multiple times, bro.
yeah. He just like straight up passing out.
So he's an OG though. This is not like a rookie guy who just.
Oh, so this is like so old news that he's like, I'll have a nap.
No. I'm saying no matter what, like it's still so powerful. That's like when angels show up and they say, "Don't fear," like fear not.
Take a nap.
That's why it's always a little weird when you get in the church circles and people are like, "Yeah, an angel visited me yesterday, and the day before that too," and I had all these conversations. It's like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like usually when visionary stuff happens, people are terrified. you
Yeah.
know? Okay, so then, this gets wild. Okay, so verse 12. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you did set your heart to understand and to chasten yourself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I'm come for thy words.
Damn. So is he basically saying like since the first day you purposed yourself into the service of God, I've been what I come for
So
thy
he's been
words.
praying for 3 weeks now.
Right. What we opened up with it, he said he's been praying for 3 weeks, for 21 days. This is the 21st day. 21st day.
21th.
Get this guy out of here.
21th day. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Tohu bohu.
Tohu bohu, baby. Oh no.
I'm not doing this.
So he started moving from day one. He's like, we heard you. We started moving.
Right. But it takes 21 days to get from the spirit realm to the natural realm.
That's crazy. That's a long time.
Was he taking Spirit Airlines?
Ooh, could be Spirit Airlines.
No, you guys, come on. You got to pay attention. You should have a Bible open in front of you. It's not because it takes 21 days to get from heaven to earth.
Okay.
It's because the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days.
Damn, dog.
Is that the next line?
Come on.
It's the next line.
we're-
Yeah, we know
Oh,
the
yeah,
story.
Yeah.
We're letting you.
No, he doesn't. He's got like.
You don't know the story.
Yeah,
No.
I know the story. I
Yeah,
just
but he
didn't remember.
blanked for a minute.
I did blank.
It's okay. You're my guy. It's okay.
Unbelievable. Look at this. He's Bible shaming me. I can't read.
So there's a lot here.
Yeah.
There's a lot here. There's a messenger. We don't know. He's not named in chapter 10. You assume it's Gabriel, like if you've been tracking with the whole thing. But so who knows? Maybe it's Gabriel, maybe it's not. But there's some messenger sent from heaven that, like, I don't know. This is just heavy to me because it's like you hear this. There's a man on the earth praying. This has nothing to do with a war. Like Daniel represents Israel. There's no war. Israel's not in war. There's not some crazy thing going on. It's just a normal day. One dude. Not like a legion of dudes, not like a full army. One dude is praying, and it's moved heaven.
Yeah.
Now heaven's on the move because of this one guy praying. And I just, like, when I read this, I'm like, my prayer life is so weak, dude. Like my whole, like, My whole understanding of prayer and my whole practice of prayer is so weak. And I just think maybe we've got to come to terms with like exactly what's happening in prayer or what's possible in prayer and what's like the reality of prayer. And it might make me pray different. I don't know. I just feel like a little weak when I read that.
Why do you think he was, it almost seems like there was a signal put out for him to pray in this manner.
Good point, yeah.
And then he did it because he felt it and he listened and he did it. And then the guy was like, all right, then I'll move. But it's like he was cold, right? Because he's sad
almost
for
like a
no
different
reason.
kind of prayer.
Well, yeah, I mean, from the beginning of the chapter, he's mourning for 3 weeks. And he's like fasting and he's not doing any, something was
We
wrong.
don't know though. We don't know. Like, yeah, it seems like maybe
nudged
God
him.
put like something on him. Something on him to just make him heavy, for him to be like, okay, what is this? And only spiritually sensitive people would even notice. You know, he was like, okay, it's not business as usual right now. Like, this is not mowing the lawn and washing the car and playing the Facebook and doing the TikTok. Like, something's
The
different.
Kardashians.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Justin
like, something's
Bieber.
different. Something's different right now. I wasn't going to say it. He's saying something's different. I don't know what's going on, but let me get at God. Like, let me get at God right now.
Well, I think people feel like this all the time, though. People feel, I don't know everybody, but people feel that the heaviness, or they're like, oh, I'm in a funk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
that-
like, well,
that
what the hell
comes
does
in.
that mean? Daniel's in a
Fast
funk.
and pray.
I guess that's what they're telling. Like, maybe that's what this means.
Fast and pray, dude. Fasting and praying is a great reset, dude. Fasting is a great reset for your spirit, and it's humbling yourself before God.
When
is
you
how it's
fast, are you
explained.
doing like because, we were talking about the nature of fasting before. Are you doing like a no food?
I don't. I mean, I've done 24 hours with no food, but I don't do that's not much. But I've done a 21-day fruit and vegetable fast that like changed my life.
Interesting.
It's a
That
Daniel fast,
that
right?
completely changed. That's what it was called. Yeah, because like he ate fruit and veg in chapter 1.
Okay.
But yeah, it was crazy. It was like early on in the game too, because it was like my church was doing it. This church I was going to at the time was like doing a fast, and I think I was like watering a plant with the hose in the front yard, and a guy drove by too fast, and I was like, "Hey, slow down!" And then I was like,
Oh, you're one of those people?
"No, that's what I." Yeah, I was like, "Dude,
Spray
what?"
him.
No, I was like, "What is going on? Like, what is happening to me? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just turning into this like dad. I got the little kids, and I'm just
Grumpy,
like some
making the
normal
face.
dude, like in a neighborhood, like yelling at the guy. I was like, "What's
Yeah.
happened in my life?" And I was like, "No, man, I'm too hard for this, bro. Like, I stayed up 8 days when I was 15 on meth. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah.
kicked out of my house when I was 15. Like, I went to work full time when I was 16, and now I'm just turning into this soft guy, like yelling at people driving too fast."
Well, how fast was too fast?
I don't even remember. I just remember feeling like weird about it. And right then they said, "Hey, we're gonna do this 21-day fruit and vegetable fast." I was like, "I'm doing it. I gotta
Yeah.
do something hard. I
Just
can't
drinking,
just be
just crushing V8s.
Yeah, I can't just be like this. No, I didn't drink any V8s, bro. It
Yeah,
was
like the
just
tomato juice.
You know how many? You know how
no.
much fruit and vegetables you could buy with?
Oh my God,
dog.
yeah. Anybody
Yeah,
wants to donate to
okay,
our
but anyway, I'm
fruit
just
and vegetable
saying
fund.
in that fast, bro, like, and I lost like 25 pounds. I'm not. That wasn't. I'm
Little
just saying,
fat.
like, it was no.
Yeah.
No, I was in good shape,
Oh.
dude. I had a 6-pack when I started. I'm just saying, it
Were
was
you like you are now, or like?
Because you could lose a few.
Probably about what I am now, dude. Probably a little bit heavy. I'm just
So a
saying
little
it was an
overweight.
intense fast, bro.
Yeah.
And like every night, crazy stuff was happening. Like
What kind of stuff?
just intense
Like,
stuff.
were you
bro.
saying- Were you clear?
I'm
talking
not getting
about-
into it with
Why
you
doesn't he
because
like doing
because
that?
you
You
love to
notice that?
say all your like dreams and stuff, and I'm just like I'm not.
I don't love to say
I love
my
to hear
dreams.
them, but just that
got
stuff
you.
for me is kind of like super personal with me and God.
You
and
do
I just
need
like,
a button.
We need the button. Can you hit the dreams button, Nancy?
No,
Does she
don't
have
do
one?
it.
She doesn't
Don't
have
do
one.
it.
I agree with you though. He called me personally. He's like, David. Thanks, Nancy. He's like, this guy got too many dreams, and I'm like, I think you're right.
It's not my fault. I just have dreams.
Well, me and David did have competing dreams.
That happened?
Yeah.
When?
We
I blocked it out of my memory.
did. Not competing.
Can
Competing
we get, this is
coinciding.
like one of the heaviest passages.
Can you
of
just
Scripture.
read? Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
So the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. This is an angel, bro. This is a representative of the kingdom of God in the spirit realm, and he's saying, dude, there's this creature in the spirit realm called the prince of the kingdom of Persia that's so powerful. He kept me back for 21 days, but lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now I'm come to make you understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days. So this is a lot, dude. This is a lot. So
The latter days. What days is he talking about here?
Well,
we'll get into
Dude,
it.
13. We're talking about 13 still. There's so much in there. All right. This guy withstood him. Michael came, and then he remained there
Bow.
with the kings of Persia.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Just chilling.
I don't know, dude. There's a spirit realm that I know everybody wants to just think it's like la la la, like fluffy. Like, no,
Who's everybody?
There's a thing going on in the spirit realm that was not going to be any different from like we have like courtrooms here and like we have legalities, like we have laws, we have stuff going on in the natural realm. Same thing's going on in the spirit realm. For whatever reason, like legally, the Prince of Persia was able to hold up this messenger, and then Michael came through. I don't think Michael came to like
play games.
Yeah, I don't think he came to like make a deal or
would it be like
talk through it. I think he came through and just was like, boom, he's through.
Well, no, it doesn't say that. It says he withstood me, but Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me. And then the next sentence is, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. It's like if you have a messenger that's running through a battlefield and he's got like an important scroll and he's stopped by a kingdom and the guy's like, you're going to stay in one of these chambers for a little while until you figure out if you're a spy or something. Like, what do you got? Like, so this messenger angel is holding something that's important and basically this kingdom is like, what is that?
You could have this one.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yes. Dude, I love, yeah. So it's like a messenger. He's running. He's got this scroll. And they're like, no, you're not getting through with the scroll. Where they like, show us the scroll.
Chill,
like, no,
exactly.
No.
They probably want to see the scroll because it's significant. And I wonder if they did see it. And even if they did, would they have been able to translate it? Because Daniel can't even translate what's in this, right? I mean, kind of.
Well, no. I mean, it says he had understanding on this one because it's all this is leading up to like chapter 11 where he goes through what the vision is. But
Is he talking about the Mormons?
No, it's just heavy though.
Latter-days?
No.
Latter-day Saints?
It's just heavy though.
How do you feel about the Mormons?
He doesn't like the Mormons. I get it.
No, one of the intriguing things though is that like if you read any of the old Methodist circuit riders, which those are like legit men of God, the old Methodist circuit riders, like John Wesley and the homies would be so upset to see the modern Methodist church, but the OG Methodist church was like John Wesley would set up circuit riders, basically like representatives in territories, and they'd have a horse and a Bible. Like, that's it. And they would have to claim that territory for the kingdom of God. And I forget who it was. It might have been Peter Cartwright. It was one of the ones that was like out west, I think. Like ran into the dude Joseph Smith and was like, yo, this is a snake oil salesman. If I've ever seen one. Like, if I've ever seen a snake oil salesman, this guy is like a shyster, bro.
You don't think something happened to him? A young Joseph Smith? I'm not saying that it was
something.
Oh, you're like pro-Mormon? I didn't realize that. I'm just saying that's a thing that I always think about.
No, I think that he was in contact
with an angel. They got a mountain full of DNA.
Like, I think that Angel Maroney, whatever he was talking to, I think that was real. You determine what the nature of that angel is, though. Yeah.
Wait, you guys are offended to?
No, I don't
well,
care.
I would appreciate if you would treat them with a little bit more respect. Yeah.
The angel jabroni, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, none of that matters, dude. Like, we have a Bible, bro. People adding to it or saying stuff or saying God's not the only God. Like,
whoa.
I'm not getting into all that.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, God's very clear. He says, I am God and there is no other. I say the end from the beginning.
All right.
Anyway, I'm not getting into, but there's tons of Mormons I know and love. We've talked about this before. There's tons of Catholic people I know and love. They're my favorite people on the planet.
I didn't know you had great disdain for the Mormons.
No, I have great love for the kingdom of God.
Don't let him jam
and
you
then I hate like all the other stuff that's a faker of it, bro. But I love the humans. Like, I went to high school with tons of Mormons. They're like the nicest people, bro. Like the nicest people, family people.
So you love Mormons?
Yeah.
All right. So what's the problem?
Quit jamming me up, man.
Stop getting jammed up so easy.
It's a fair statement.
Do you see what he does, though?
Yeah, why is he like that?
I don't know. He does it to me all the time. Go ahead.
I love this guy, though. Do you know we talked on the phone for an hour the other day? Did I tell you that? Like, he's offended by it.
Can we read the
I kind of want to talk about that. What was the conversation
nothing
about?
To be
we talked for an hour, man.
I'm not going to lie to you. I am gassy right now.
Okay. Go.
I am doing everything I got.
Go and come back.
No, I just said gassy, not solids. I just got no liquids. There's no solids. There's just gases.
This is so inappropriate.
Can you please continue reading the? Don't tell
I kind
people
of get.
about our
I get why Blue
conversations.
Letter Bible doesn't want to mess with this show.
You know what?
Crazy.
Blue Letter Bible, I forgive you.
Okay, the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. So yeah, he remained there. But now I'm come to make you understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days. And thy people is Israel. So I know you guys get funny about Israel, but like
he gets funny about
this
Israel.
all revolves around Israel, bro.
God bless
like,
Israel.
God's
I pray that they realize that Jesus Christ is the Messiah.
I'm not sending my
Amen.
kids. My kids are
Amen.
not going to die for Israel, but yes.
Okay, that's right.
That's fair.
For yet the vision is for many days. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face towards the ground, and I became dumb. And behold, one like the similitude of the sons of men touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spoke, and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrows are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Or how can the servant of this?
How can the service of
Like the plain English, he's just saying, how can I talk to you? Like you're in the spirit realm.
Oh, I understand.
is he having an actual dialogue, or he's praying?
He's communicating with this angel, with this messenger.
He's asking,
Okay.
like, how is this possible right now?
And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like the angel should be like, "You're missing the point, dog. No, it's happening." So the real point is, what does he go on to say it?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right on it, man. You're like locked in right
No,
now.
I'm just saying.
No,
I
you're
wouldn't, like, if I was talking to an angel,
he's
I'd be like,
gassed
bro,
up.
I
just
wouldn't
get
be
with
like,
it.
"How is this happening?" I'd be like, "What do you got to say, dude?"
He's
You
gassed
say
up,
that
baby. He's
now, but
ready.
you don't know, bro.
No, that was me
If one
trembling in
shows
fear,
up
though.
and you're terrified. I mean, we don't know what we would do.
Whatever. Maybe you.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Jason English, for the $2 donation for absolutely nothing. That's a real.
Nancy, they're very, very good pulling up, but you should have played the sound.
It just happened.
Where's the
It was so
sound,
quick.
Nancy?
You guys are on Nancy. If she doesn't do stuff in like a half a second,
I don't think
you're
Nancy
on
has
her.
the sound. Make sure it's not on loop, because she'll play it on loop.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's give her a second. There it is.
And it's on loop.
Thanks, Nance.
Very good. Okay.
Okay.
That was distracting. I'm sorry.
No,
Thank
I'm
you, Jason
sorry.
English.
I've been getting off track too. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
you're distracting.
I'm sorry.
You're distracting. Please focus.
And just so everybody knows in the chat, like I love the Raven. I know you guys have those funny memes where it said like
They're not memes. They're observations about
says-
how angry you look.
Matt says there's no dumb questions, and then it says any question Raven asks, and then it shows like my face, like he's
And it's
asking
like-
a dumb question. I love that.
I like the
the
one of
Raven's
you
my
with the-
guy, and
with
we
the
spoke for an
judge.
hour. We spoke for an hour. on the
Who
phone.
made the judge? Somebody made him as a judge, and it's very funny.
Yeah.
You guys did that.
No, that was a fan that did that.
Okay,
Somebody
all right,
with keen
let's keep
observation
reading.
skills who said
For
you're very
how-
judgmental.
How can the servant For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway there remained no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly beloved. There it is again with Daniel.
You're not, baby.
Yeah, they're like, bro, in the heavenly realm, Daniel, like we watch you, we love you. You're loved in the eternal realm.
But homie had to actually be like, here's some strength, because you're falling apart right now.
Well, you're in the natural realm, dude. You guys have fragile bodies that die.
So
man.
he's talking to this one, and then another one appears to him, and he's like, here you go. And he gives him the pizzazz and, juices him up,
Yeah, they're like, we're a fan, but chill out.
hits him with a little HGH.
No, I mean, think about these things. They've existed for who knows how many thousands of years or whatever, and they're dealing with these frail, fragile creatures that have a spirit locked in a flesh body, like an eagle stuck in a cage. But they know we have a spirit that they can like engage with, and they're just trying to communicate with us. They're like, bro, let me help you out real quick so we can communicate. That's kind of a rad superpower.
That is pretty cool.
So then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me and said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not. Peace be unto thee. Be strong. Yeah, be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, be
And
strong.
said, let my Lord speak, for thou hast strengthened me. If you got to get gassy, go.
I'm not gassy.
Because I feel like you got to do it and then come
I
back.
just think it's
and you'll
funny
be
where
like,
he's just like, be strong. Yeah, be
Okay,
strong.
hold on, guys. I did a T-shirt. Get gassy.
Get gassy. I'm constantly gassy. I would like to be ungassy.
This is what you meant when you said it's going to be like a hybrid Bible study. Like now I
Yeah.
get it. Now I was like, no, it's just going to be a Bible study. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be a hybrid Bible
I've
study.
been to your Bible study where you were teaching these young lads and
Oh, he
lasses.
was not about it. Even they weren't about it. I
They
was
were like very serious, and I'm like, don't you guys
was
ask
like,
silly questions?
don't you think this may have happened? They all looked at every single one of them go,
Is he allowed to do that?
yeah.
They didn't
Is
like
he
you
allowed
guys,
to ask
yeah.
questions?
They really didn't like you guys, yeah. Well, dude, the Top just came in like
Don't touch
over
that.
analytical, bro. He was just like analyzing.
We
the
got
whole
questions, dog.
No, I seen the whole thing.
And he was just kind of like going like this.
They gotta make
and,
sure there's
like,
no
looking
witchcraft going
around.
on or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
there's a lot
Top
of
is
sexual,
hyper vigilant
sexual
about
tension
witchcraft.
in that room.
What?
There was.
No, there wasn't.
That was
I'm
there
not
wasn't
doing
until
this.
you came in with
I'm
your
not
shorts.
Doing this, dude.
We're not doing this.
Verse 20.
Straight
Then
Bible.
said he, knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? This is why I was worried about you guys doing 2 shows back to back today. You were going to get like way out
No,
of
dude,
control,
I've had
man.
2 lattes
Then said he,
good.
from the
knowest
standard
thou
coffee.
wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I'm gone forth, lo, the prince of Greece shall come.
Oh, so he's going to kill
This
that
is
dude.
a lot. This is a lot, bro. So he says, hey, man, I got through. Remember, like you said, Michael came through, but then he stood there with the princes of Persia for a while. But he says, okay, now I got through. I got the scroll. I'm going to explain things to you. But when I'm done,
I got to kill that guy.
I'm going to go back with the prince of Persia. But then when I'm gone, crazy stuff's going to happen in the spirit realm. Like Persia and Greece, neither one of them's on our team, but they're going to fight. The Prince of Greece is going to come, which is everything we've already been reading, right? With all these beasts that it goes Babylon, Medes and Persians, then Greece, then Rome. And so like this is the whole thing. Like this is happening in the unseen realm. These wars are being waged in the unseen realm, and they're just kind of playing out in the earth. And this is what people have a hard time with.
Does Daniel already know that part of the prophet? I think we read that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's telling him, he's like, yeah, that part that you saw, that's now. That's like, I'm going to leave, and this is going to happen now, that part.
Well, the Greece thing doesn't happen right now. He's saying that like that's going to happen in the future, which again, he keeps saying the same thing kind of over and over and in different ways. But this is a thing that people don't understand today because they're so caught up in like the Twitter cycle and like the stuff. And like you guys, I love how you guys both like, what? No, we're not.
I'm not caught up
I
in
didn't
the
say
Twitter.
you
I just
guys.
hop on there and
just
say
saying
things.
people in
Laura
general.
Loomer's tweeting a lot of reckless stuff.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, what I was trying to say was that all these things are playing out in the unseen realm, and we have to be aware of that, dude. It's like none of this stuff is happening. Like it's not like the dude Putin went into Ukraine and something didn't happen in the unseen realm for that to happen.
That's like Michael Heiser and his wife Lana, right?
Is it Lana?
Don't. Why do you guys do this, man? I'm not doing this. You made up that name, dude.
I don't remember her name. Nobody does. So
I'm not doing this, dude. So all I'm saying is we all need to be aware that all this stuff is happening in the unseen realm, and then it plays out in the natural realm. Like, none of this stuff's just happening in the natural realm.
What do you think is happening in the unseen realm right now?
I don't know.
In this room.
I don't
worried.
know. Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Just thought maybe you knew.
Anything good? I'd say good.
Probably some good stuff. A few good things.
Maybe they're probably like sitting over there and like they're getting this whole thing wrong. Stupid.
Doesn't even
No,
remember her
there's
name.
nothing. We don't have any opinion on this. We're just talking about exactly what's happening.
I got
I got
opinion.
opinions.
Well, go ahead and say them then.
Not right now.
Okay, but but I will show you that which is noted in the scripture of truth. And there is none that holds with me in these things but Michael, your prince. So again, I know how you guys are about Israel, but just understand if you're fighting against
God bless
Israel,
Israel.
and you don't like Israel,
Yeah.
Michael's their prince. So like if you want to be like against Michael, be my
That's
guest.
interesting
No
because
problem.
when this
No
guy
problem.
gave his, remember he was doing his thing, Trump, and he was just like, we pray to the Archangel Michael. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
brought that up
interesting-
like one of the first episodes I was ever on. We were talking about that.
Yeah, that's a fascinating thing to, you know.
No, see, I feel like my interpretation of this is grossly misinterpreted about Israel.
Oh, your fiery hatred for Israel.
It's not that.
Okay.
I don't even know.
You just sort of like say rude things like in the Twitter though because you like get it going and then
Yeah.
it gets like a lot of likes and stuff.
Well, I mean, sometimes
No.
it's fun.
Sometimes you got to tell the truth. People be lying.
They do be lying.
Yeah.
They might be bots though, like trying to control the conversation.
Laura Loomer might be a bot.
Stop. She's a dear friend of mine, and she
She's a
comes
wonderful
to this
person.
coffee shop. She's not a bot.
I bet you she's very funny. You think
Well,
Laura Loomer's funny? I bet you.
What I'm saying is I don't really know what Israel is. So
What do you mean? We study it biblically, bro. Like I don't. You guys are always like, "Oh, Israel in the last 5 days on Twitter." No. Oh, Israel in the last 5 years. No. What's Israel in the last?
You don't
like,
even look at my
5,000
Twitter.
years?
I make jokes about farts. I make jokes about cats.
I'm just saying we need a biblical view of
But
Israel.
you keep throwing me into this bucket with this
What do you
guy
mean
who's
with-
so anti-Israel.
that's not true.
And then you don't even look at my Twitter feed. My Twitter feed is a silly good time.
It probably is. Okay, I'm going to keep reading though, because
Okay.
you guys aren't ready for 11 verse 1. It's
Chapter
not. There's,
11.
There's really not a break. There's really not a break here. He's just talking like. There's a chapter break, but there's not really a story break. It's the same angel speaking. It's the same messenger speaking.
This is presumably Gabriel.
Could be. I don't know. I kind of think it is, but maybe it's not because
Okay.
he would have named himself.
Let me ask you: is
Yeah.
Gabriel the messenger angel for Israel, like how Michael is the?
It sure seems that way. He shows
Combat
up to
angel?
deliver messages to Daniel. He shows up to Mary. He shows up to Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist. Like, yeah, it seems like he's showing up to announce things. He's like the herald of the kingdom of God. And then Michael is just like the soldier, like the fiery warrior of the kingdom of God. So that's what it looks
Sick.
like.
That's a good way to prove who like the Jewish people are. Like if somebody could like be like, yo, Gabriel came to me and be like, all right, that guy's Jewish, and then we could figure that out.
Oh,
You know
if
what I'm
we
saying?
should. Oh, that's
Because
interesting.
like they're not going to come to other people. That's like their tribe. I think this is the big question, but whatever. Let's keep reading.
That's fine.
That's an intriguing statement by you, and I don't want to unpack it, but it's an intriguing statement. Okay, 11:1. Also, I, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I, this angel who came to help Daniel right here, and is helping out Israel, and specifically Daniel, even I stood to confirm and strengthen him.
Darius.
Yeah. So, like, dude, God is just operating in the unseen realm, like setting up and tearing down kingdoms, bro.
This is why Darius crushed. He
And
was
I
kinda
think it's
crushed.
might have been heavy for Daniel because at this time they're thinking everything revolves around Israel, and God's saying like, yeah, everything revolves around Israel, but I'm the God of all the nations and I control all of history. So he says,
Stax Farmstead says this is the best kind of Bible study.
The gassy kind.
did he say that?
He is. Stax Farmstead's awesome.
Does it
I
feel
love
like
Stax.
we've just gone like way off track?
How's
though,
your
and
little
just
girl, Stax? I
made
hope
a
she's
bunch of
crushing.
jokes though, or no?
Stack's little girl had surgery. I think it was last year. And,
Oh, that's right.
But I heard she recovered well. Hope she's doing good, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if we're interrupting Matt too much, let us know. Now he's got 2 Bibles.
Now he's got to brought out a second
Nobody
Bible.
said that you're interrupting.
Are
me
any
too
of them?
much.
Do any of them have blue letters?
Let me ask you something. You got 1 Bible, a straight Bible. You got 2 Bibles. What's that mean?
Binary Bibles.
No,
Something
it just
else.
means one is in plain English because I'm going to read straight through chapter 11.
Another question that I have, maybe you can answer this for me. I know you're not supposed to put other stuff on top of the Bible.
Oh no, those are
I'm
Mormon
not saying
Bibles.
I was offended by that. Where did you hear that you're not supposed to put stuff on top of the
Somebody
Bible?
always told me that. If I have a Bible in my house, it's always, I never put anything on top
I
of
don't
it.
either, but people mock me for that.
If you put another Bible on top of the Bible,
That's okay.
well,
okay.
Yeah.
literally,
cool.
All those are.
Yeah, that's
biblical.
hilarious.
The
That
unseen
somebody
realm,
told you
yeah,
that, dude. No, I've never heard anybody say that.
no, it is
They're
kind
like, well,
of
what
a
if it's
thing.
in your backpack and then you lean over and something falls on top? I'm like, no, it's not like that. It's just
Within
like,
reason.
I'm not going to put my phone on top of my Bible.
That I did that the other day. I went
And then
into
you
the
removed
bathroom.
it quick.
I came out and I was like,
Yeah,
and I threw
that's
it off.
hilarious.
Didn't
That's
like
hilarious.
that. Yeah.
Oh, good. She's
But I'm not
crushing.
starting a new denomination based on that. Like, it's fine if people set stuff on their Bible. I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's funny that you said that, and I feel the same way.
I'm a little
start
uncomfortable
a
right
new
now because
denomination.
he's got 2 on 1. But that's
You're,
it's,
you're definitely double stacking Bibles. in
Can
your Bible.
Raven read or no?
No.
We shouldn't have him read. Okay.
it's like it's like that kid in class,
Oh,
you know.
Yeah.
And then,
And then,
cat.
come on, dude. I'm a great reader. I'm a great.
Okay, I'm just
going.
I'm just gonna read straight through. If you guys wanted to interrupt, that's fine.
Please.
But like,
He's like, I'm not going to stop
hold
if
on
you
before
interrupt.
before we do that. There was a question for you.
Go
that I
ahead.
did
Oh, let's do
forget.
that because he's about to go straight through it.
Yeah.
So if we have any,
well, it's a
anything to get
long
out,
story that it's like, okay, it tells this long story of history of stuff that actually did happen. But like, it's a lot to unpack, and I'm not a specialist on unpacking all this, dude. So it's
Okay,
like,
so there's 2 comments here for you. One, I have a handful of streams I enjoy, but Owen and this one here are my top.
Wow,
This is what this person.
that's high praise.
That's Annie.
wait, but me and Owen Benjamin are like homies still, right? Even though
Oh,
we
you
never
guys are gonna
met.
love
You're gonna
each
meet
other.
him
He's a food force guy.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
full farm dude.
He also doesn't scrub beneath his fingernails before he comes on a podcast, and I think he does it to
Disgusting.
like
Bro,
try to
you
like,
only have that if you have good soil.
That's
Like,
not-
people who are
literally-
working in bad sandy Florida soil. They don't get
no,
like
we got
dirty under the
fans that are like, I
fingernails.
work on a produce farm, and I do what's called scrubbing
Probably
my fingers,
weak soil.
and you don't see it.
Weak soil doesn't have organic matter.
Greg said, "Is it possible?
Greg,
If possible, can you ask Matt what are his thoughts on the cross, like wearing it as jewelry or
Oh, that's
having one
fascinating.
in your house on the wall? Is this worshiping an idol? Also, what if there's a little tiny eraser Jesus?
oh yeah,
What are your thoughts on
Nobody asked that. You just turn that in, dude. I'm not doing that.
that? Top comment.
yeah. I have a couple little
I know,
eraser
but the part about the
Jesuses.
Jesus eraser is not
I mean,
on
it's kind
there.
of the same thing, though.
It
right?
is-
it's not,
really the
dude.
same question.
No, those are demeaning, dude. Those are incredibly. If I find another one of those things in the shop, I'm gonna.
He lost it on me. It was
Did
crazy.
you get upset?
Bro,
You're always upset, so that's not
The
really
first
a
time I
change.
ever saw one of those, somebody was like, "Here, do you need a little Jesus in your life?" And it was like this little
Aw.
thing. And I looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, that's not what that means. If you need Jesus."
What
in
did
your
you do?
life."
Did you rebuke them?
No, I just said that's not what that means. And then,
You don't see it as like a nice gesture? Like,
can I just
"Aw."
say the thing?
Yeah,
You're
please
always
say it.
like,
I want to know. Shut up, David.
So then she's like, "Oh, well, it's a testimony." And I said, "Well, you should get born again, and then you'd have a testimony. Like, you shouldn't just be handing out these little idols, these
How is
little
that a
statues."
testimony?
I don't know. It's like that's what people think, though. They think if they like wear a shirt that says Jesus on it, that it's a testimony, or they think if they have this little statue that's a testimony. Like I remember being in Bible studies where the lady was like super nasty to the waitress. This is a thing that really like burns me up.
Doing Bible study in a restaurant?
Grinds
Hold
my
on.
gears.
No, hold on. everywhere Jess and I go, which isn't very far, but we go to some places and we talk to like waiters and waitresses stuff. And I do have a habit of asking about like the church people when they eat at a restaurant because I'm just intrigued.
Other
by
church
now.
people, they suck, right?
Nasty.
That's what he
nasty.
does.
They never tip and they're just mean and nasty to people.
That's a kind of an old person thing. I don't know if that's a church person thing
No,
or an
these
old
people,
person
like
thing.
everywhere we go, it's the same story. But anyway, we were in a Bible study where the lady was like, she told this story of how she was super nasty to the waitress, but then at the end left her a cross for the tip.
Damn.
And I was like,
that's crazy.
dude, like you're just making people hate.
Yeah, they're going to go, I don't want to be like that.
They don't want anything to do with the church, bro, that acts like that.
My wife says the same thing, though. She used to be a Jehovah's Witness, and
My
she
wife.
goes like, they'll go, my
Bro,
wife.
what? When were you going to divulge that
Yeah,
info,
yeah.
bro? You
Yeah.
knew
I
that
don't
and
know.
didn't tell me?
I thought he said it. He
but
says a lot of
I
things.
say a
He
lot of
never
things.
tells me anything.
No, I do.
dude.
You just don't pay attention. So, but she'll say like when they all go out because they'll go to church and then they'll all go out to eat and like none of them tip, and they're very rude to the servers.
JWs are rude?
J-dubs, yeah. They're very well. I mean, you know, in a
I used to work
restaurant
with some
setting.
back in the day in Starbucks, actually, in Cali.
Yeah.
The nicest people. That's the weird thing, bro, with these cults, man. It's like it's some of the
They're
nicest
yeah.
people.
Yeah, they're cults. I agree with that.
But
I don't understand because what is testimony? I thought testimony was a personal story
So wait,
about
the
how
cross-
you were
amen.
saved.
Amen.
But the cross,
But this
no.
little doohickey is a testimony. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
that's
to me.
what people are saying is like, yeah, this is my witness. Like, this is my way to like get across to people, to witness to people. Like the people that hand out tracts and are saying, this is my witness, this is my testimony. That's what I'm saying. Like, get born again then. Oh, no, I've been in church for 20 years. I got baptized 20 years ago. No, but get born again. And then you'll have a testimony. And then you'll actually have something to say. You'll actually be able to tell people what the blood of Christ has done in your life and who you are now because of it.
So you're saying get baptized?
I get where you're at with it. I just think it's neat. I really do like it.
Bro,
a neat little
what?
thing.
Are you being serious? You're
I'm
like
being-
down for the little Jesus statue that's like...
I like it.
Well, what's the harm? Tell us what the harm is. We don't
Well,
know
the
what
harm is
is.
he just explained it.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
meaning.
but-
well,
but
the harm
no,
is
we're
it's
not-
meaningless. Potentially, it could be looked at as an idol. That's another thing.
But
Yeah.
but if you don't look at it like that, it's just this little dude that's like, oh, look at that.
It's just a mockery, bro, of the
When I
most
look at
rad
it-
thing, the reality of human history and the reality of everything
Yeah.
in the universe, the king of the universe, and we've reduced him to... Did you say it was an eraser?
It was an eraser.
Is it an eraser?
Yeah, bro.
I've
Like,
never
dude,
tried to erase anything.
I want
Nobody
to throw that at somebody.
When I look
dude.
at it, though,
it's-
I'll
so you're
be-
going to take his head and like rub a... like, I'm like...
I'll be real with you. I'd never do that to the Jesus eraser. But when I
Right.
look at it, I go,
Please.
I love that guy. That's what I think
Yeah,
right away. I
I
just
look
go,
at that and I
love
go,
that guy.
because there's
Whatever.
so many little
Whatever,
doohickeys
no.
in the house, right? Like little doohickeys here and there.
Yeah.
Look, he's making faces. But
No,
he's
no,
doing
I get it.
Christmas.
I just think it's humiliating to
You
the
got a
body of
Christmas
Christ.
tree?
Like, that's all we got? Like, that's all we got?
No,
is these
who
little,
says that's
these
all we
little
got?
rubber things? Like, what?
Okay, so what about the cross?
If that's your only thing, I get it. I get exactly where you're coming from. And like approaching someone with that only, I get it. For me, when I look at it, I just go, freaking love
What
that
were
guy.
those made for then? If it wasn't made for that,
I don't know.
That's what it was made for. It was
Yeah.
made for people that don't have a testimony, that go sit in a thing on Sunday and watch a show, and they go around and instead of actually living a spirit-filled life and actually having an impact on the society around them because they're filled with the Spirit of God, they're reduced to just giving this little thing and giving bad tips to people.
I feel like you're
and I'm
mad.
over it. Like, I'm over that whole scene, bro.
good
Like, I'm over
point.
the church not acting like the church. That's all I'm saying.
So what about the cross? And wearing one and stuff like that.
I don't wear one.
I'm down for whatever. Even the cross. I don't wear crosses or have crosses in my house or anything like that. But
But if you do, you can't stand that.
no, I just think people need to have like if you have to in public like have a cross for people to know you're a Christian. I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm not saying if you wear a cross then you're a fake Christian. I'm not saying that. I'm
Whoa,
saying if you
jeez.
need that for people to know that you're a Christian, you should be checking yourself. For me personally, I don't really wear any things that like say I'm a Christian. Clearly, we don't decorate the coffee shop in any way that you would walk in and think it was like a Christian coffee shop.
I knew right away.
You didn't. You just walked in and you're like, yo, you may have because you're like, yo, this is a rad shop. Like if these guys claim
Only
is
a
that this-
Christian could make a shop this rad.
Yeah, that's jokes now. So it's like no. The point is like if your claim is that the living God lives inside of you, you should have the raddest coffee shop in town. Like
It's
what
a
are we
rad coffee
talking
shop.
about? You shouldn't have some dusty old coffee shop that's janky and the church crowd comes in and supports you even though it's janky because you're a Christian. That's not what it should be, dude.
Standard coffee
It should
shop.
be like the raddest coffee shop in town because your claim is that the Spirit of God lives inside you. So of course we do everything rad.
Which once again brings about if you identify as a rad individual, why are you not as a rad individual
Well,
purchasing
I'll
coffee
give
from the standard
my
coffee shop?
opinion on the cross. I don't like wearing it or even having it in my house because I think it's like it shows, I guess, the sacrifice, but it kind of like, I think about it, I'm like, this is probably the most horrific part. Like, I don't like to relive the.
If we were going to do something
torture.
cool, it could
I'd
be like
rather
an
it be-
open cave
Or like a small
with nothing inside of it.
small eraser of Jesus Christ.
That'd be cool. But I do think it's interesting how we
like, I hate
focus
that.
mostly on the cross.
I guess there's nothing wrong with the little statue. It's
No,
just
but
it
can
just reminds me of the state of the modern American church
Yeah.
every time I see it. And I'm like,
I get it.
oh.
But doesn't
get
it
it,
doesn't
I
it
get
seem
it.
strange that we focus so much on the cross when it's like a symbol of what he did for us, but then it's like, you know, it's a symbol of a place where Christ spent some time.
Like, what about the fish? Like,
Well, what about the open and empty cave where his body wasn't found because he was resurrected? Like that to me that's super dope.
we got to read the Bible.
No,
I guess
I'm happy to be reminded of the cross. I love to be reminded of the cross. I'd love to regularly think like if we talk about conspiracy theories, there will never be a crazier conspiracy theory than the creator of the universe came down to the earth
Oh,
as
yeah,
a
dude.
man, let
Absolutely.
people spit in his face and rip his beard out and died a bloody, torturous death and hung on a cross to buy me back from the dead because that's what he valued my soul at. That's what he valued the relationship with me at, was he was willing to pay the most valuable substance in the universe by the death of the cross to buy me back from the dead. I always want to be reminded of that. I don't personally
But just not in
have
the
a
form of an
cross
eraser.
like on the wall or on a shirt or on a necklace to remind me. It's just a thing that I kind of try to remember. Like even me and Top were talking this morning about something where he felt like maybe he got done dirty in some certain situation.
Sure.
And I just said, yeah, I don't know, man. When I'm in those scenarios, I like to just like take it up to Jesus and sort of communicate with God about it. And then I just imagine him saying like, oh, you poor little baby. That's so
Ha!
sad.
That's funny, yeah.
You got treated so bad down there. Hey, did you see what they did to me when I was down there?
They ripped my beard out.
And then I'm just kind of like embarrassed whenever I take that to God like that, because I'm like, yeah, dude, he did the whole thing at the cross. Like whatever happens to me in this life is not that bad.
all right.
And Top was like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. But these people got to pay.
He is so like that. He's so like that.
All right, Larry, let's continue reading, please.
I'm going to just read straight through. You guys stop me whenever.
No, we're not
but
gonna stop
But
you.
it
We're gonna
has to
go.
go straight through. Otherwise, we're just going to get hung up, dude.
All right.
Now then, I will reveal the truth to you. 3 more Persian kings will reign to be succeeded by a fourth, far richer than the others. He will use his wealth to stir up everyone to fight against the kingdom of Greece. I think that was Xerxes. I'm not going to keep interrupting, though. Then a mighty king will rise to power who will rule with great authority. I think that's the Greece Empire.
Xerxes is with like Esther. Is that Xerxes?
He's
Xerxes
in,
is with King Leonidas, dude.
yeah, he's in that time period, yeah.
Gotcha.
300. That's a solid.
I love that movie.
Okay, so then a mighty king will rise to power who will rule with, looks like that's Alexander the Great, with great authority and accomplish everything he sets out to do. But at the height of his power, his kingdom will be broken apart and divided into 4 parts. We already went over that a couple chapters back, right? That Alexander the Great's generals broke into 4 different things. Like Daniel had another vision about that, but he's having the same thing just in another vision. His kingdom will be broken apart and divided into 4 parts. It will not be ruled by the king's descendants, nor will the kingdom hold the authority it once had, for his empire will be uprooted and given to others. We're losing him. You see him?
No, I did a yawn.
we're
I did a
losing
yawn.
him.
I
I
was
know,
like,
but you're
I took a-
kinda-
No, I'm here. I just had a lot of NyQuil last night. I was a little under the weather, and now I came
Can we
in.
get you anything on the...
No, dude, I had 2 lattes.
Okay. The king of the south will increase in power, but one of his own officials will become more powerful than he and will rule his kingdom with great strength. Some years later, an alliance will be formed between the king of the north and the king of the south. The daughter of the king of the south will be given in marriage to the king of the north to secure the alliance, but she will lose her influence over him, and so will her father. She will be abandoned along with her supporters, but when one of her relatives becomes king of the south, he will raise an army and enter the fortress of the king of the north and defeat him. When he returns to Egypt, he'll carry back their idols with him, along with the little Jesus statues.
Did we read something like this already? Like,
Yeah, we read it in Bible study at my house
Oh,
with the homies.
that's
yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Okay,
A chest full of erasers.
a chest full of eraser Jesuses.
Idols. When he returns to Egypt, he'll carry back their idols with him, along with priceless articles of gold and silver. For some years afterward, he will leave the king of the north alone. Okay.
That's interesting. This is where my son was just like, so which one is the good
Which
guy?
one's good
The
and which one's bad?
The king of the south or the king of the north?
Hold on. I got notes back from Daniel 8. So when Alexander the Great split up, when he died, the 4 generals that took over Greece was Cassander took over like Macedonia and Greece. Lysimachus took over like Asia Minor. Seleucus took over like from Syria to India, which ended up being like the Syrian Empire. And then Ptolemy took over like Egypt to the south. So when it's talking about the north and the south is Seleucus in the south is Ptolemy. Just so anybody, we're reading all this and people are like, what's going on? These are historical figures. This really has happened now, but it hadn't happened yet at this time. It's just Daniel is like spelling out history before it happens. That's why people think that Daniel's a forgery, because it's so accurate. It said everything so in advance to such precision that they're like, there's no way this guy knew this.
Do we have any? Do you have any evidence as to the time period that it was written? Is there anything to solidify that?
If I remember right, they pin it at 700 BC. But no, I don't have it in front of me. We could probably Google it or whatever, but I think
Maybe Blue Letter Bible has it.
I mean, it's definitely in the time period where it's right after Jeremiah. I mean, it goes like Isaiah, Jeremiah. Who else would have been in that? Ezekiel would have been in that time period. But yeah, they've been taken off. I mean, Esther happened somewhere in this time period too. So yeah, we could look it up. I just don't know off the top of my head. He's doing it. We're losing.
I'm just having a yawn, man.
Can you get a coffee?
No, I had a coffee. Drink? No, I don't need an energy drink.
We can ask you. You can just ask. You can just shout out, and they'll bring.
She's right there.
We need a string.
No, we're not going to degrade the people that work here like that, dude. You're not just going to string and hey, get in here and bring me a drink.
What's so degrading about that sound? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. That's a nice.
That. They're very nice people out there.
Well, we don't shout at them either.
If it's Mason, maybe, but not. We can. Not these people.
Well, all right, fine. We'll get a bell. And
Big Bird will do it.
Big Bird will do it.
Okay, verse 9. Later, the king of the north will invade the realm of the king of the south, but will soon return to his own land. However, the sons of the king of the north will assemble a mighty army that will advance like a flood and carry the battle as far as the enemy's fortress. Then, in a rage, the king of the south will rally against the vast forces assembled by the king of the north and will defeat them. After the enemy army is swept away, the king of the south will be filled with pride and will execute many thousands of his enemies, but his success will be short-lived. A few years later, the king of the north will return with a fully equipped army far greater than before. At that time, there will be a general uprising against the king of the south. Violent men among your own people will join them in fulfillment of the vision, but they will not succeed. Then the king of the north will come and lay siege to a fortified city and capture it. The best troops of the south will not be able to stand in the face of the onslaught. The king of the north will march onward unopposed. None will be able to stop him. He will pause in the glorious land of Israel, intent on destroying it. He will make plans to come with the might of his entire kingdom and will form an alliance with the king of the south. He will give him a daughter in marriage in order to overthrow the kingdom from within, but his plan will fail. After this, he will turn his attention to the coastland and conquer many cities, but a commander from another land will put an end to his insolence and cause him to retreat in shame. He'll take refuge in his own fortresses, but will stumble and fall and be seen no more. His successor will send out a tax collector to maintain the royal splendor, but after a very brief reign, he will die, though not from anger or in battle. The next to come to power will be a despicable man who is not in line for royal succession. He will slip in when least expected and take over the kingdom by flattery and intrigue.
This is very specific.
Dude, I was going to say that. Super specific.
Well, they say this has to do with Antiochus Epiphanes and all this stuff does happen, the abomination of desolation, it takes place. He slaughters the pig on the altar.
Is this the guy that walks into the Holy of Holies? I forget his name.
Yeah, and, Antiochus Epiphanes. Yeah.
It's not there, though.
Desolation. What is it called? The abomination of desolation?
But it's weird because as we read this and as this unfolds, it's like, wait, is he talking about this thing that already happened, or is he talking about this future event with the Antichrist? And it looks like it's one of those things in the Bible where it's both. It's both. Yeah.
That's sort of cyclical nature of things.
And so we just learn, I don't necessarily, like I said, I'm not a master of charts and graphs and calendars and spelling out exactly how this goes down. I'm not a student
straight
of
Bible,
history.
We know.
So, but I like to pull from this. I want to be okay, watch out for the dudes who take over. And they're just looking for flatteries, they're butt kissers. There's something about that. It's our entire political system today. The dude said Nero. Yeah, it looks like there's ties to Nero.
That's Matttttt Brew, dude. Shout
Is it Matttttt Brew?
Yeah,
that's my guy,
He's
bro.
Awesome.
Thanks for the
shout out to Matttttt Brew.
Thanks for the headphones.
But anyway, yeah, that's a great point. Is that there's all these things in history that people are able to point to and say this is that.
Hold on, Nancy pulled something up.
Nancy,
what is it? I can't read it.
What
Nancy.
does it say? The conflict between the king of the north. Which is the what? Selenites?
305 before Christ to 167 before Christ. Yeah, that's when that was going down, but when Daniel prophesies it is even before that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy.
Nancy's the best.
She is the best.
Shout out to Nancy. All right.
Okay.
Stop distracting us, Nancy.
The next to come to power will be a despicable man who is not in line for royal succession. He'll slip in when least expected and take over the kingdom by flattery and intrigue. Before him, great armies will be swept away, including a covenant prince. With deceitful promises, he'll make various alliances. He'll become strong despite having only a handful of followers. Without warning, he will enter the richest areas of the land. Then he will distribute among his followers the plunder and wealth of the rich, something his predecessors had never done. He will plot the overthrow of strongholds, but this will last for only a short while. Then he will stir up his courage and raise a great army against the king of the south. The king of the south will go to battle with a mighty army, but to no avail, for there will be plots against him. His own household will cause his downfall. His army will be swept away, and many will be killed. Damn. Seeking nothing but each other's harm, these kings will plot against each other at the conference table, attempting to deceive each other. Like, that just seems like something that could be in, like, today's news, bro. Like, if Trump and Xi are, like, sitting down at a table and they're, like, being cordial and, like, working through stuff, but really they just want each other's harm. Yeah.
For no other reason except for just...
Yeah, these things don't change. Like whatever. Like the way man acts doesn't change. But it will make no difference, for the end will come at the appointed time. So we just read that whole thing, and God's just like, just so everybody's clear, like,
doesn't matter.
I'll determine when all this is going to happen.
Yeah.
The king of the north will then return home with great riches. On the way, he'll set himself against the people of the Holy Covenant, doing much damage before continuing his journey. Then at the appointed time, God's in control, he will once again invade the south. But this time the result will be different. For warships from western coastlands will scare him off, and he'll be withdrawn. And he will withdraw and return home. They say Rome actually did that. They say that's what happened in that scenario with Antiochus Epiphanes, is that Rome showed up, and they were like, yeah, no, you're not coming in. But he will vent his anger against the people of the Holy Covenant and reward those who forsake the covenant. So, like, he went into Israel, and, like, anybody who would plot against Israel, he'd reward them. But he was, like, trying to kill off, like, the real Israel is what history says. That's when he showed up, and it looks like that's when the abomination of desolation took place. His army will take over the temple fortress, pollute the sanctuary, put a stop to the daily sacrifices, and set up the sacrilegious object that causes desecration.
The sacrilegious object that causes desecration. What is that?
That's what is referred to as the abomination of desolation. And I'm pretty sure, I should have looked this up before we did this, but I'm pretty sure Jesus refers to that as a future event. So that's what I'm saying, is like, these things happen in history, and they have a later fulfillment as well.
It means a very sinful, man-made God. So it's
that's
they
interesting.
say he slaughtered a pig in the temple.
A very sinful man-made God, though. That's a fascinating concept.
like an AI. But I mean,
you said it, dude. I was going to say it. You said it though, dude.
You're slow right now, though. So
I'm a little bit.
Yeah, normally you would be first.
Well, I had a lot of NyQuil last night.
he said that. He said that 5 times. It's the NyQuil,
I know, but
guess.
that's why I said if you don't want to do 2 shows today.
No,
like,
dude, we got to get to. We got to do. This is important.
Okay,
we're behind on content now. I don't know if you've noticed this.
We've been boring.
-1 on content.
Well, because this guy lost his license.
No, that's a whole thing. Wait. Gonna go. Yeah, that's a whole thing too, guys. I lost my license, but we're good. I got it back. Yeah. We're fine. That's a real story.
And
but if you're into
legal
conspiracy
citizenship.
theories, it's a very intriguing time that he supposedly lost it.
You were telling me, don't you think it's weird? Like, you're telling me a conspiracy theory about myself and saying, don't I think it's weird? I'm like, no, that actually happened to me. It was
But that's
horrible.
what you do. That's what you do. You're always like, oh, this is conspiracy theory. This happened. Like, no, some things are just a coincidence, man.
Wait, so are you advocating for conspiracy?
So why would you think why would I have lost my license for literally no reason? Yo, the reason I went there, they were like, oh, something happened in New York.
It is pretty messed up.
Listen to this. I went to the DMV, and I was like, so first I went to the New York DMV, called them, finally got in touch. They were like, nah, player, your license is good on our side.
Why are you looking like, don't make that face.
No,
then I went to the
Florida voice, bro.
because it was a lady just
of where he's
clicking her
from.
nails on the desk.
Oh, she had long nails?
Yeah, so then I go to the Florida
God
DMV,
bless her.
and they go, I say, well, this is what's going on. And they go, no, we have the paperwork that we needed for you, and we can see it in the system. And I was like, well, what the hell is the problem? Why would you pull me over and take my license? And they go, oh, well, it wasn't applied. So basically, like, you take your mouse clicker and you drag it over, and then it's applied. And I was like, how the hell am I supposed to do that? And why didn't you do that 6 or 7 months ago? And they're like, yeah, I don't know, but you're good. Here,
okay, but all I'm saying is, like,
crazy.
The way you had, like, a normal explanation, even though it looked a little conspiratory.
I don't think it looked conspiratorial.
Yes, it does. As soon as he got the thing to make all these,
yeah,
he automatically was just unavailable.
Well, that's interesting.
He
That
didn't have a
is
license.
interesting. Okay,
and
I'll
all I'm
give you that
saying
one.
is it's the
That's
same way where he was
interesting.
like, yeah, Laura Loomer went on the show and started talking to
nice
guy.
these are.
I'm like, okay, but that doesn't mean she's a bad person.
Guys,
yeah, you don't understand
we're gonna
because
make,
this happened with this guy.
We're going to be
Okay.
making so much stuff. It's going to be, dude, I'm telling you.
It is weird.
Yeah, it's gonna.
That camera's your camera.
Actually, this is
Matt.
better.
Jeez.
Whatever. All right, guys. This is
But
great
it is.
for
I
audio.
do find it interesting because he's like, "Oh, got this laser machine.
Yes,
Sorry,
exactly.
can't do content."
But everything's not a conspiracy.
Pumped.
That's all
well,
I'm
that's
saying.
kind of a conspiracy. I'll give you that. I
I'm
think,
thinking
pumped.
maybe he did have his license.
I think he had his license the entire time. Yeah.
I can prove it. I can prove it.
No, we're going on. Verse 32. He will flatter and win over those who have violated the covenant, but the people who know their God will be strong and will resist
My
him.
new license picture. So I actually had to go.
It's funny because there's a shadow behind your head that makes it look like you've got a curly mullet.
Yeah, it's bad. She was like, I sat down in the chair and she was like, take a picture, and I took it. And she was
Sideshow
like,
Bob.
is this good? And I said, I don't care.
Yeah.
Get me out of
Do
here.
you smile when somebody says like, "We're gonna take a picture of you for your license"? Do you smile?
Sometimes. No, it's just he's very like hostile.
He's a
you've
very
taken-
like he's a
After you've taken it away from me in the most embarrassing manner,
sure, but that
just
lady
give
that
it
took
back.
your picture didn't do it. She's just a lady.
she didn't
He
apply.
doesn't care though.
He doesn't care.
not.
Whoever's
Yeah.
in the way,
Yes.
whoever's in the way gets it. Yeah, I get it.
I was very nice. I just
understand.
said, yes, it's fine. Let's keep it moving.
His army will take over the temple fortress, pollute the sanctuary, put a stop to the daily sacrifices, and set up the sacrilegious object that causes desecration. He'll flatter and win over those who have violated the covenant, but the people who know their God, I'm just saying, it doesn't say the people who have like perfect doctrine,
Yeah.
or
Just
the people
know-
who have
yeah.
great theology,
Yeah.
or the people who never miss the Sunday show.
It says the people
all-
who know the most about conspiracies.
No,
Oh.
the people who know their God. Like
Okay.
that's it. Like that's it.
I guess this is a weak point. Someone in your library had asked me. They're like, "Who is God?"
You are so offended by that lady.
No, I
bro.
wasn't, 'cause
she's a sweet lady.
I'm
man.
offended because
But
I
she was
couldn't
trying to get you.
because I couldn't answer. I couldn't answer it. I was like, that's a complex question. You're asking me what is God? It's like, how to explain it? Do you? But what she's asking me is, do you know God?
That's
And
like asking me like, who are you? And I'm
I
like,
think
I
I
don't
do.
know, dude.
I think I do. I think I'm getting better understanding every day. But I'm just like, man. That's
She has
put me
a
on the
thick
spot.
Filipino accent, and so it's just kind of like, yeah,
he didn't
like
like
the
that,
way
yeah.
she words questions might be a little different than
She's like, who is God?
Yeah, but that's just her thing, bro.
But I
She's
don't-
just
but
trying to talk.
I
She's a
couldn't
sweet
answer
lady.
it though. That's
She
all I
takes
was-
tons of rice to the Philippines, bro. When she gets there and takes care of poor people, she's actually a really sweet
I
lady.
just heard that rice is actually a fake food.
It is a fake food. You know, like the
mostly
vast
plastic.
majority of it is plastic. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, you gotta
Yeah.
eat.
See, you're not even up on the stuff. You're just eating plastic.
You're not on Twitter.
I don't eat rice. I mean, I eat some.
Yeah, well, you're eating some plastic then.
So who is God? What is it? So this is the
So
question.
who is God?
Yeah. See, if I ask you who is God, Matt, answer it. It's a
Right
hard
now.
question, dude.
I mean, I just start with the creator of the universe. I think I cultivated that from the scripture because, like, dudes, when they would pray, would recognize him as the creator of everything
Sure.
first.
Yeah, that's
So
important.
I don't know. That's kind of where I start, and then I kind of go into like, I don't know. When if it's just me, I just go into like this private thing. It's like the stuff that only me and him know.
Yeah.
So he's like this one that only like you have your life when you're like a little kid, and then anything that happened with like your mom and dad and your siblings, like they're the only people in the universe that know about your life.
Sure.
Then you kind of go to, elementary school. You got a group of people. Then you go to junior high. You got another group of people, maybe some of the same. High school, maybe some of the same, but different people.
Where's this going?
Then you're like a grown up and you're like doing your thing. Then you find a wife. Then you have kids. The only one, and then you're like kind of separated from the people you were with in your house as a child, and it's kind of separate. The only one who was with you the whole time is God. Like that's like this rad thing is like, yo, the only one who really knows me, who like really knows what's gone on is just God. And we have like this secret thing. Me and him have this secret thing where like stuff happens and like a thing happens. Maybe nobody else in the universe will understand it, but me and God are like, yeah, bro, you just saw
People just walked into my
No,
coffee shop.
what? Why
I'm
would
gonna
you ruin
open
it
up
like
Oh,
that,
that's what you
man.
told God when we showed up. You
Yeah,
said,
I'm gonna
No.
open up a podcast
like,
with
I'm
him.
thinking that I'm gonna do a podcast.
No, but I definitely was like, God, what do you want me to do with this
I'm gonna
Puerto
pressure
Rican
these
Jew?
guys.
Like, I really like this guy, but like, I
keep
don't
saying
know. It's like
retard.
kind of strange. And then they're just like ready to open a podcast studio.
No,
in
we
a
weren't
coffee
ready
shop.
to.
No.
Top was called me. He's like, I don't know, man. This is scary. I'm scared about doing this because it's like it's a lot to put on a
No,
person.
he wasn't.
the guy
Yeah, he
keeps-
was, dude. We
he
didn't want to put
totally
this on
pushed
you.
it and pushed it with Jedi like mind tricks.
No, he
was
would call
doing
me
to try
up,
to
he would go
open it,
like-
and then he would do reverse psychology. Like, yeah, no, I don't know if you really want to do this. I was like, yeah, I never said I did. Like, what are you talking about?
It's like he
And
keeps
then-
scowling.
He would call me up and he'd be like, I don't think this guy knows what this means. And like open up a thing in his style, but he wants to do
Wait,
it.
can I just say something though? This
I've
has been like the funnest thing. I'm so glad that all this is happening. No,
can I
not to
just
be
say something,
not
though?
to be like too like much of a fan or whatever. But this is like the coolest,
fan.
funnest thing. I'm so glad that like we're doing
Yeah.
this. Even
Feels
though I
we
like
could
to
do some more
say,
decor though, right?
yeah, I like to say mean stuff when we're texting and like say mean jokes to you guys because I feel like I have to be witty and like on my feet because you guys like sharp and witty with the jokes. But I really am grateful. For
Honestly,
this whole
we're just
scene.
feeling a little gassy right now.
was gonna say that.
Just go,
I
then,
am
and
very
come back,
gassy.
dude.
I
Go
am
and come
very
back.
I don't know
Wise
what's
leaders
going
will give
on.
instruction to many, but these teachers will die by fire and sword, or they will be jailed and robbed. Remember when I was talking about like retirement?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is where it comes from, bro. Look, the people who know their God will be strong and will resist him, this Antichrist. Like maybe this is talking about many Antichrists, plural, but maybe it's talking about the Antichrist, right? The people who know their God will be strong and will resist him. Wise leaders will give instruction to many, but these teachers will die by fire and sword, or they will be jailed and robbed. That's what I'm saying. In retirement, I'm not looking to go golfing and go on cruises.
You're looking to get decapitated.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
looking to
dog,
like
let's
preach
go.
the
That's my
gospel
retirement plan.
and go hard all the way to the end.
Yeah,
While I'm
dude.
like dealing with people who are like, "You think it's once saved, always saved?" Because I want to just get the insurance and do whatever I want. No, what? No,
dude.
go
Okay,
hard.
so the T-shirt is the retirement plan, and the dude.
Yeah, in the guillotine.
Matt-
Honestly, my
Matt in
only
the gallows.
My only thing is I just hope it's sharp and I hope it's fast. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to like get filleted, like have my skin
I don't
removed.
either. I don't want to die like that, but I'm just saying
I also
that's
don't want
what
it to
I'm
be naked.
envisioning for my life.
Like if
when
I could
get
keep
to
my
the
pants
end.
on when it happens, and because there's a lot of naked stuff that happens. Like you torture people, you take
How
their.
does he do this? How does
I'm
he,
just
like-
saying, like if I leave this place and my head rolls and I'm proclaiming Jesus Christ, as it tumbles to the ground,
It's over,
Joe,
bro. And then you're in the eternal
I
realm.
will feel a little bit bummed out though if like they take my skin away from me, or if
No,
I'm
that's fair. That'd be rough.
yeah, and also
Be
like
rough.
if I'm
I've
like
grown attached to my skin.
It's
No,
very-
I think
yeah, it's
about that
great
too.
skin.
That would be sucky, the whole torture thing or whatever. But it's like,
Yeah.
bro, it's so
what
temporary.
if they made you
It's like-
naked but they did something with your hands where you couldn't cover yourself?
I don't know why he ruins the moment like this. He makes it like so jokey,
And then everybody
bro.
sees it and you're like, no, and you want to cover it but
This
you
isn't
can't.
a game.
What's going on with this guy?
I'm just naming things that would bum me out a little bit. I mean, I'd still do it.
We're talking about our 401k retirement plan, and you're here joking.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to imagine what it might be like.
Matthew, please.
Can you keep
Okay.
reading?
Yeah, wise leaders will give instructions to many, but these teachers will die by fire and sword, or they will be jailed and robbed. During these persecutions, little help will arrive, and many who join them will not be sincere. Uh-oh. Does people know what they're signing up for when they come to Christ? I just don't think people have been told this, dude. Like, this is what you're signing up for. There's going to be a bunch of fakers. There's going to be a bunch of hypocrites. During these persecutions, little help will arrive, and many who join them will not be sincere.
Yeah.
And then Jesus comes on the scene, and all of his preaching is against hypocrites. Like, I don't know. I just don't know if people understand what they're signing up for when they come to Christ.
I didn't know that, and I've seen that lately. I guess what with the entering the 501c3 thing, because I wasn't raised in the church, but now I came into it as an extremist. You know what I mean? And I'm
Shocked to hear that.
and I see it, and I go, oh, okay, yeah, based, I get it. But then I look around, and I'm like, oh, these other people that are like claiming to be about this thing, like, I don't know. Yeah,
He's in the room, but not in the room.
Yeah, he's doing the thing again.
Raised by wolves.
I don't know, man. I was just saying something. Can you keep reading?
Do you think he was raised by wolves? I have this sneaking suspicion that, like,
Raised by, I don't know what he was raised by, to be honest. Sometimes I think about it. The microphone. See what I mean? This is what a wolf would do.
exactly.
Right on, brother. All right.
Come on. Please stop.
Okay,
and
okay.
do the thing. Read.
During these persecutions, little help will arrive, and many who join them will not be sincere. That's kind of too heavy of a passage to be joking like that, but it's just is what it is. And some of the wise will fall victim to persecution. In this way, they will be refined and cleansed and made pure until the time of the end, for the appointed time is still to come. The king will do as he pleases, exalting himself and claiming to be greater than every god, even blaspheming the God of gods. He will succeed, but only until the time of wrath is completed. For what has been determined will
I'm sorry.
surely take
Can I
place.
just interrupt again?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That right there, going back up a little bit,
Yeah.
even greater than the God of gods,
Yes.
right? When people, don't realize, like, there are other gods, but this is the God, right? Like, it's there over and over again. So it's strange to me when you should introduce that concept to we're like, we believe that the pantheons were real, but they're not God. They are these lowercase g gods, lower than God. And they go, oh, that's strange. I'm like, it says it like over
Who
and over
says
again.
that's strange? You're saying like modern 501c3
Yeah,
church?
yeah. A lot of people, will reject
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I'm like, that's very strange to
Because
me.
it's Bible ignorance, bro. There's just like, I'm telling you, because I work in a coffee shop, like the number one problem
in a
in
coffee
the
shop?
church
When were you
Work
going to
in a
tell
is
coffee
us?
shop?
Bible ignorance, dude.
Sure.
I don't care if people have been in church 40, 50, 60 years. It's still Bible ignorance is the #1 issue in the church today.
That's crazy to me because it seems to come up pretty often. God of gods.
Of course it does. It's just laughed off because we're such a materialistic, superficial, like
We're just silly geese.
Shallow society that all we think of is like material stuff. That's why Jesus said you can't serve God and mammon, dude, because the material gain from money is just takes you so far away from God.
I mean, when we first started the show, Tucker Carlson was on
Our show.
an interview. No, he was on an interview, and he was talking about the intentional discrepancy that today's society has made to differentiate the spiritual realm from the natural realm or the physical realm. And I was like, coming from Tucker Carlson, like, what the hell are you talking about, dude? And then he went on to describe how it happened, and you're like, yeah, that's actually
It's just
quite
weird
alarming.
when it comes from him because I'm like,
Yeah, it's weird. Like you should be a talking head on Fox News, not necessarily talking about this stuff. But
What if he's just waking up though? Or I don't know
could
what
be.
you're talking about.
He's got a
but-
little Kabbalah bracelet.
I think he's a dude that has known, but when you're on these networks, you're allowed to say so much. You just read the script.
I don't think a lot of people know, dude.
I think he did. I think he knows.
Tucker Carlson's
About the
not a
spirit
lot of
realm?
people.
Yeah. I mean, he even has some stories about being like physical scratches from some kind
Demonic
of
Well, he
attacks.
was like a Grateful Dead guy too, so I'm sure he was effing around in the spirit realm with some intriguing stuff. But that doesn't mean that once he became a professional and got on a hamster wheel and go, rush, job, work, that like
You forget.
Yeah, you'll just lose all of that. You're just like, no, dude, I'm just like making as much money as possible between now and Friday, and then I'm gonna do it again next Friday. And I'm gonna
So
do
you
it.
love Tucker Carlson.
No, I mean, I think he's kind of an intriguing dude. I don't know a whole lot about him, but I think he's pretty. When I first saw him, he was on like CNN. I thought. I remember thinking like,
The
bro,
Fox
this
News guy,
guy's
wasn't he?
kind of
He
intriguing.
had the bow
man.
tie on CNN. Yeah.
It's kind of intriguing. He's like with all these people who are not having the same view as him, and he's just like running ragged on these people. I was like, that's kind of cool. But then, yeah, I didn't really track with him on the Fox thing or now. He's got a cool show though that I see sometimes.
All right, well, I don't want
Yeah,
to talk about
it's
that
just interesting that he brought that into the mainstream consciousness again, re-brought that back and put it in people's faces in a big way, saying like, hey, this understanding of the spiritual realm has been stripped from you on purpose.
So you think there's like an awakening going on right now with like normal people, like common people?
Yeah, but we talk about it all the time on the show. There is an awakening happening, but an awakening to what is the question?
Sure,
We're trying to move the ball a little, as much as we can, to like, because people are going to wake up no matter what. That's happening. And it's almost like on purpose. So it's like, well, what are you going to wake up to? Are you going to wake up and be lied to and led in the wrong direction? Most likely, yes.
Right, but that's like, where do you go, dude? Like, what? Like if
Well-
you're serious, you want to get right with God. Like, where do you go? The local 501c3. I'm not saying don't go. I'm just saying you better get locked
Honestly,
into a Bible first.
It's
man.
a better launching pad for coming to God in a more concise way than some of the other things. My wife, she keeps showing me. She's like, I'm on TikTok, and I have to select like I don't want to see this in my feed, and TikTok's like, oh okay, and then still puts it in her feed, and it's like witchcraft.
Okay, but at some point, like,
Get off TikTok.
Probably,
yeah,
but I'm
we're all
listening
gonna
to
have to. Like, at some point, probably like soon. Like, I do the gram for the business. And I do it for like the food forest, just to like keep track of like what stuff's ripe
You have
when.
a food for us?
But I like to just like post a thing and get out of there. But I always catch myself all of a sudden I'm 5 minutes going like that. I'm going like, dude, that's 5 minutes. I'll
Yeah.
never get back. And
But
I
I
don't
was
care about
listening-
any of this stuff. I don't care about any of the things I just
Well, this
went
is a
on.
good question. So it's like, I'm listening to another show, and they're saying the same thing, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of odd and serendipitous. But they're like, yeah, there is a huge wave of paganism and witchcraft, and it's coming from TikTok. TikTok is like promoting it rampantly, especially to young kids, and it's like, so obviously, in my opinion, going to a 501c3 church is a much better option than being inundated to spirituality via TikTok, because they're obviously all messed up. And then you kind of figure out where you're going from there. I mean,
But if you're not reading a Bible, it doesn't matter.
well,
It becomes completely
at
irrelevant.
least there's Bibles there.
I think
and
that
you
is
might
what-
pick one up and read it.
I know, but that's almost like allergy shots, bro. Like when you go in for allergy shots, they hit you with a low dose of the thing you're allergic to over and over and
they did that
over
to
and
me, yeah.
over, so that when the real thing hits, it has no effect on you. Like that's what you don't want to happen. You
that's
don't
hard.
want to go into this 501c3 system and just get this low dose over and over and
Oh,
over and
that's a
over and over
fascinating-
and over and over until you're like, yeah, like the real thing will have no effect on
Honestly,
you
you
when it does
get
show up.
banger testimony from people who were involved in witchcraft, and then we're like, oh my God, I've been so wrong. And then they come to Christ, and then they have this real testimony that's not a little rubber guy that's used to erase things. And when they share it, it's a lot more potent.
So where does God send those people?
to hell.
I think when we opened the library, like our thought was like, Lord, if you got real ones like that, and you need a place to send them, you could send them here.
Not
Like
to
it was
Blue
kind
Letter
of our
Bible.
thought was like, you don't just want to freeze them out in the 501c3 system. You don't just want to like, this dude's on fire for God, like had a real conversion, really wants to know the Lord, and they've got no options. They're just going to go in and sing the songs and do the speech. And
some of
do
the songs are really
announcements.
great.
Maybe the MC tells a couple of jokes because it's not like heaven and hell's at stake here. It's not like men's souls hang in the balance. Let's just tell a couple of jokes. And so, which is kind of what we do here too, but it's on another level to reach another group. Like in the church service, it's like part of the show. And it's just weird. It's just the whole thing's weird, and there needs to be a place for real ones. And that's what I'm hoping is happening. Like if there is a great awakening happening now, it's like real ones are waking up because we need real ones in the army of God.
Real ones.
It's happening. It's just a matter of where you're going to steer it to. If you have the ability to do so. That's it.
Well, you're getting awfully distracted.
All right, where are we at? Verse 36?
I can't tell because it's a different translation.
The king will do as he pleases, exalting himself and claiming to be greater than every god, even blaspheming the God of gods. He will succeed, but only until the time of wrath is completed, for what has been determined will surely take place. He will have no respect for the gods of his ancestors or for the God loved by women.
What's that mean?
I don't want to get into that.
That's
or for
interesting.
any other god, for he will boast that he is greater than them all. Go
Are they
ahead.
calling him gay?
It seems that way. Like my buddy Israel that you said you were going to reach out to have on the show, but you never did.
Well, the last guy we reached out to,
Bro.
I mean, this
Yeah,
is
I mean, we
turned
had
out
a
great
guy
for
on.
us.
And, yeah.
What?
Yeah, you were
This
like,
didn't
have
turn
this
out
guy
good.
from Blue Letter. All right, go on.
Yeah, no, I get it, though.
Anyway, he says that like, yeah, it's Macron. And like Macron, that's his take on it. Is that
Wait,
Macron?
it is Macron?
Yeah. I
That's
don't.
who-
You guys would love to have this dude on. You could talk
Macron?
about so many things, bro. No, Macron won't come on. But
You don't know that.
Oh, because of the implications with his wife and
yeah, that he doesn't like females. He likes males.
Sure.
So anyway, that's
All right.
just an intriguing thing. I wish you'd reach out to the dude and have him on. Like you guys could have a ton of stuff to talk about. But he'll have no respect for the gods of his ancestors or for the God loved by women or for any other god, for he will boast that he is greater than them all. This is another dude who
you know what's
pretends
something
he's a
interesting?
god.
I was talking to my wife about and this again a departure, but I don't care.
Don't look at your phone.
The Super Bowl has that dude Bad Bunny. And
Oh,
when
Bad Booney.
Yeah, when I look at him, I get why he's there. He's a big star. A lot of people do like him. I don't understand why women like him because he's like a guy. He's got a beard, but he's very effeminate, almost like Prince. Like Prince played in an androgynous role.
Wait, Bad Bunny is like a feminine dude?
Oh, yeah, he's gay. You
I
know what's
thought he
really
was
funny,
like a
though?
hardcore Puerto Rican rapper. I feel like
That's the same thing.
It's super
So,
like
Bro, what?
It's
No,
really-
anytime I ever see Bad Bunny, it's like some
No, he's-
hard
his
Puerto
name
Rican
is
thing.
Bad Bunny, and he's like cross-dressing
Nancy,
constantly.
can you bring up some
What?
images of Bad
No,
Bunny?
no,
being-
I don't want to see it. I don't
No,
want
no,
to
we
know.
won't
That like
share it.
ruins it. I always thought this dude Bad Bunny
What
was like
ruins
an
what?
NWA of Puerto Rico.
You know what's
I thought he
really
was, like,
funny
this
about
hard,
Top?
like-
I noticed this about you.
What about me?
You will fumble the word women very often, and you will say woman as plural, and it's very funny. And it brings me great joy.
Woman?
I don't know.
Women
Women.
versus
Oh,
woman, singular versus plural. When
does
you
he do
use
that?
it's funny when he goes to say women plural, he says woman, and it's actually fantastic.
These
I
are
love
totally inappropriate.
Yeah,
They
these
should
are
not be
horrible.
on right now.
it. No,
Yeah,
it's fine. It's just a dude
We
in
have
a
to make
dress.
the example that this dude is
Thank
like
you, Nancy.
Anyway,
get on to Bad
the
Bunny?
god of the
You
god
love
of
him.
the god of woman. It's an interesting thing, and I was dissecting with my wife, and she's like, "Whatever you say, sweetie." But I was like, "Why are women so attracted to this?" And they do this thing. Him, Prince. There's other people that do this.
Think about hair metal in the 80s,
They are
right?
hair metal in the 80s.
Yeah.
Kiss. It's very like effeminate almost, and
Yeah.
and they're portraying themselves as this like weird androgynous figure that is almost like godlike or something like that.
Interesting.
But it represents a woman, but they're also representing the masculine as well.
Right.
It's very strange, but I recognize what they're doing, and you see women fall for this. Constantly. Women, whatever, dude. You see them constantly falling all over themselves for this when it's conventionally not what they're after.
What they're actually attracted to.
Yeah, they're
well,
not-
that's like when feminism tells men to get in touch with their feminine side, and then women will secretly go online and be like, when my husband cries, it really turns me off from him. And it's like, that's funny.
Weird.
That's
but that's
really
the
funny.
god. That is the god of woman that that I think that they're talking about.
That's
that
interesting.
weird underlying thing. It's always there, and I can never really put my finger on it, but it's there, and I don't like it.
Did you pay attention to any of that? You were text
He didn't
messaging.
like it. He was like, these guys.
No,
Well,
he
no,
was
it's
text
intriguing.
messaging the
It's
whole
just
time.
like, but you did bring up a point, like that the feminist movement like destroyed women, dude. Like the whole like
and men
women
in a huge way.
Yeah,
Male
everything.
feminists are
the household. Like like it used to be back in the day, like a husband and a wife, they were both around the house. Like they both had a thing. Like it wasn't like going to work for the man, right?
No, it was
they were both around. Then there came a time period where the man went off to work, but at least the mom was still home and taking care of the house and stuff. Then they took the mom out
They
of
were
there.
like, not enough
and
taxable
you meet tons
incomes.
of wealthy women. They're like super successful, and they're like, "Yo, I wish I would have just been a mom." Like I would like that's what I really wanted to do, and I got so serious about my career that like I didn't have kids, and then by the time I figured it out, it was too late, and now like I'm older, and I really wish I would have just been a mom.
I see that
and
a
that's
lot.
a common thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the way the spirit realm like dupes people.
A lot of people aren't ready to have that, but that's like a 1913 discussion when you're talking about the creation of the Federal Reserve, and then 1919 when you're talking about Woodrow Wilson and women's rights. Most of them didn't want it, and then they kind of just made it happen. But that's where that's where it's all instituted. 1913, the Federal Reserve, and then taxation goes up, doubles. They realize that, oh wow, we have half the people that we can tax.
That's it. Yeah.
It also
Gotta double up
destabilizes
that
the family.
taxable income.
And it's the same guy that did both of these things at the same time. It's the same movement moving in the same direction, and then look at the destabilization.
Yeah,
that it's
behind
caused.
that guy is Satan. Like behind all this stuff is the lowercase
How
g
do we
god
get
of this
the
world.
state to raise these children if mom's in the way? Mom, get in there. Let's take a little tax from
this
you.
could get a
Bingo.
messy. This
Bingo.
discussion could really anger a lot of people. But it's just one of those things.
Especially women's.
When you spell it out, you go, "Oh my God, that was really nefarious."
What did Andre from Outkast say? This next line could put a pause to half of the applause. That's what he was saying. It was something offensive
Wow.
to females, bro. But I
Ooh.
mean,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
We make women mad often.
Instead of these, he will worship the god of fortresses, a god his ancestors never knew, and lavish on him gold, silver, precious stones, and expensive gifts. Claiming this foreign god's help, he will attack the strongest fortresses. He will honor those who submit to him, appointing them to positions of authority and dividing the land among them as their reward. Then at the time of the end, the king of the south will attack the king of the north. The king of the north will storm out with chariots, charioteers, and a vast navy. He'll invade various lands and sweep through them like a flood. He will enter the glorious land of Israel, and many nations will fall. This is intriguing. But Moab, Edom, and the best part of Ammon, which is Jordan, will escape. And he will conquer many countries, and even Egypt will not escape. He will gain control over the gold, silver, and treasures of Egypt, and the Libyans and Ethiopians will be his servants. But then news from the east and the north will alarm him, and he will set out in great anger to destroy and obliterate many. He will stop between the glorious holy mountain and the sea and will pitch his royal tents. But while he is there, his time will suddenly run out, and no one will help him. At that time, Michael the Archangel, who stands guard over your nation, will arise. He's speaking to Daniel.
Wait, we're in the next chapter, huh?
Yeah, chapter 12, verse 1.
All right.
At that, it's short. That's what I'm saying. This all has to go in order. You can't like drop this off for another episode. Are you going to say we have to end right now?
No,
I'm trying
but like,
to get
you know,
it won't let me go.
speed
to
it up.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Go
I just
ahead.
felt like you were like getting a sidetracked and talking about bad bunnies and
No,
just
you
weird
were the
stuff,
one who
bro.
was like,
No,
well,
see,
what
the way
about Bad Bunny, my
the way
favorite
the
musician?
internet works is I can't turn a page. I got to find a button.
Yeah,
And sometimes these websites are not as intuitive.
right.
Yeah.
So we like downgraded what we're using.
No, actually,
No.
I think this one is
It's actually better.
Great. This is much better.
Still not as intuitive. We should make our own app. We should make our own website app of the things that we want to see with it.
No, it's just crazy. That's way too much.
It's
We're ready to do
quite
way
an
too much.
undertaking. Like you said when we had him on, you're like, wow, this is incredible. It's quite an undertaking to do this.
Goes a long way. I'm just saying.
Chapter
That's true,
12,
yeah,
verse 1.
man,
At that
figures.
time, Michael, the archangel, who stands guard over your nation, so that's what Michael does. He watches over Israel. Whether you like Israel or hate Israel, whatever.
I don't hate Israel.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying whoever, if there's like a couple hundred people listening to the show that those
hate
people,
Israel?
yeah, like I'm just telling those people, like, okay,
Chad,
no,
you
no
don't hate
problem,
Israel, right,
no
Chad?
problem. I'm just saying that Michael stands guard over the nation of Israel. That's all I'm saying.
Who stands guard over the nation of America?
Yeah.
Great question, bro. There is you guys probably know the name, right? Of the
It's a Moloch.
fair.
But here's the thing, though. The nation of Israel, the nation of America is being like the political nation of America is being influenced by the nation of Israel. So shouldn't it bear better fruit?
Where's our fruit?
I'm
Where's
not
our
getting
good
into
fruit,
this
dog?
with you, bro. You hate. I'm like this.
No, I
topic
don't.
with you
I
is,
don't
like,
hate
so-
it. I don't hate it.
What
I'm asking
nation is bearing good fruit on the planet?
Shouldn't Israel?
There.
Look, everybody in the chat is like, I love Israel. So what's the problem? Who are you talking to? You think we're terrible? Okay, that's different.
The dude's name is Elohim. I'm not doing this.
No, but Makabala says, no, I don't hate the people of Israel. God
No,
bless
we
the
like the
people
people of Israel.
Yeah, nobody's saying there's not a deep state in every nation, including Israel.
No, but
and
you're
nobody's
like-
saying like all through Scripture Israel wasn't doing bad.
No, but you're like, NDS hates Israel. other people that love NDS
I
hate
never
Israel.
said
You
that.
say
I
that
just
all the
want to
time.
make the point that like there's
It
a God
saddens
over
me.
that nation and there's an archangel over that nation. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, it's just
At that time, Michael the Archangel, who stands guard over your nation, will arise. Then there will be a time of anguish greater than any since nations first came into existence. So this has to be talking about the end. But at that time, every one of your people whose name is written in the book will be rescued. Many of those whose bodies lie dead and buried will rise up, some to everlasting life and some to shame and
Wait,
everlasting
rescued, like,
disgrace.
is that raptured?
No.
If your name's written in the book of life, they'll be
They'll
rescued.
Oh,
be taken out of
Hold
trouble.
on. It says, as many of those whose bodies lie dead.
Well, wait, before that.
But at that time, every one of your people whose name is written in the book will be rescued.
And then what about the dead bodies?
Many of those whose bodies lie dead and buried will rise up, some to everlasting life and some to shame.
So
and
we're talking about a
everlasting disgrace.
supernatural event where people whose names are written in the book of life, if their dead bodies are in the street, they're going to reanimate.
I don't think that's talking about dead bodies in the street, but
That's
yeah.
what it said, right?
No, it just said dead bodies. But I like what you're alluding to, the two witnesses, that their dead bodies will be in the street.
I mean, it sounds like a supernatural event. It sounds like Rapture plugs in pretty well.
Could, yeah.
Rapture,
could.
yay or nay? You
or,
big fan
or,
of Rapture?
or the resurrection. Like it could be either, could be
People
both,
getting
depending
blaptured?
on your view. Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, the translation here is they'll awake, to be awake and arouse. So show signs of waking. So what is that? Is it speaking about the living, or is it speaking about?
What are you using to find those translations?
It's a website.
Okay.
There's a website.
All right.
Yeah, it says, at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, and many of them that sleep, or they're dead, and the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Many of them that sleep.
But regardless, people have this misconception about eternal life. Eternal life's not a time period. Every spirit's going to exist. It's saying that. It's clear right here. Everlasting life or everlasting contempt. So I think some people think like, oh, eternal life is a time period. No, that's not what it's talking to. It's a state of life. Eternal life, and Jesus says it, is to know God and to know Jesus. Like that's eternal life. So we enter into eternal life now, but every spirit is going to exist forever. That's a lot. So I know some people are like, oh no, they won't be in this state of whatever they want to call it, torment. But that seems to be exactly what the Bible spells out, the state of torment.
Oh, you're taking shots.
No, I'm just saying
Wow.
that's definitely a thing. It talks about the state of torment. Now,
Well,
we
what
can,
is torment?
Well, exactly. We can talk about what that is, and we
Right.
can talk about if there's different levels. There is a judgment. We talked about the judgment, and the books are opened, and the dead are judged out of those books, plural.
Okay.
So it seems reasonable that everybody's not going to have the same judgment in the lake of fire.
Couldn't like sort of a torment be a distance from God, not knowing God, not being in God's light? Is that a
Sure,
form of
sure.
Because
You
it is. Where
I
do
mean,
you?
if you want torment to be a thing, like whatever, it's
I
still
really
torment.
want it to be a thing. I really want torment to be a thing. I really want the eternal torture of a person for the sins they've committed and not repented for and not knowing Christ.
Vex, toil, loss.
Toil, loss. Okay. So pain, right? Are we?
Well,
So if you're
loss.
saying all that is separation from God, maybe.
What do
'cause-
you think it is?
I mean, I think it's what Jesus says it is, man. Like the fire that never dies, the worm that never dies, man.
so it's like hot.
Well, I mean, think about these the heavenly the angels, the Elohim. It seems like when they're close to him, these things are like wonderful. But when they get drawn away from them, look at how they're represented today. Whether they really are represented like that, but like as like these decrepit things, these like this evil looking thing, this dragon, they're further from God. So maybe they're like physically representing what that feels like. I don't know.
I don't know. I wish Matt would say something, but he's like,
He's
What
just
do
like
you mean?
scowling.
No, I
Keep
just
my
said it.
secrets.
Like, what do you? No, I said it.
yeah.
What are you looking for?
I don't know because people are like, it's gonna hurt.
Matt, let me ask you something real quick. Can I ask you something?
Yeah. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah.
Okay. Do you think everybody has a soul? Every single person, like right now today, do you think
He's
that
asking you about NPCs.
NPCs?
Oh, I don't know. You're saying like there's entities on the earth walking
So for,
around
like-
that may not be. The scripture's clear that a human, a descendant of Adam,
Yeah.
which is what the Bible's about, which is what Jesus died for, descendants of Adam. right?
Okay.
Those are made of spirit, soul, and body. Whatever you're talking about for maybe the MK Ultra. Or
No, I'm just talking about like empty vessels just walking around. Like you see a lot of husks.
I don't know enough about the stuff, but it wouldn't surprise me.
You ever met somebody like walk through and you go, "Oh my God, is there any like light behind the eyes there?"
That's a good T-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the stuff.
That's not a good T-shirt.
No, you guys are all like suck. You guys know all the current events. Like you guys.
I don't know any
all the
current
stuff.
events. I don't know
any
anything.
of the stuff. But if you're saying
This
like there's
isn't current,
entities
Matt.
walking around that are non-human, I'd say yeah, the Bible would support that.
I've just met too many people that I wouldn't even say they're non-human people.
That was a toad moment.
That they come, and when I see them, I go, "Oh my God!
Yeah.
Like, is there anything here? Is there anything? Can this be woken up, or is it just like an empty vessel, just like taking up space? Are they making more souls, or did they just fill one? They're like, we just need a meat suit, and the guy just walks around and he does his job, his 9 to 5, 501c3, pay taxes, whatever it is.
Plays the show, the big show.
Plays the show, the smoke machine, the lights.
Man.
Well, that's all. I don't know. We're just trying to cater to you. Anything to make you stop making the faces, really, is what we're trying to do. Can
Okay.
you, all right, let's get. Can we have to bring this in for a
First
landing?
three,
No,
first
no.
three.
No, I do. I have to
we
take
do.
my son to parent-teacher night.
Don't matter.
I got to figure out.
No, we're
what's
not
going
doing
on.
these long episodes anymore.
Yeah, they are a little long.
How
First
long?
three.
How long are our podcasts supposed to be? I thought they were supposed to-
This is the end of Daniel, bro. This is a big deal that we went all the way through.
Take your time.
First three. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
You think the Earth is flat?
I just love this because I'm not doing this. I love this because it's like this picture of like the evil is gonna get more evil.
Yeah.
The good is gonna get more good, man.
So good,
I
dude.
like that. One of the things I like about the dude Trump, I'm not gonna get in with you guys, but I'm just
Raven's gonna
saying
get more
is that
gassy.
he did start to say things in such a way where you did have to make up your mind.
So you love him.
You did have to make up your mind and say, damn, like that's a thing. And I do have to pick a side here. And that's great. Because like the worst thing that could happen is all of humanity just kind of goes through the fog of war and just goes right off the cliff forever. And
One of
they're
these, I worked in, when I was working in the MTA, underground, swinging a hammer and stuff, working with tough dudes. And tough dudes. Trump gets elected. When he initially gets elected, this same dude screamed down the tracks. I thought he got his leg cut off.
What did he do? Like
He was on his phone.
Ripping at
the shirt, whatever.
so mad.
So mad.
Like
so
distraught.
happy.
He was like, "They're gonna put us in chains," and I was like, "I'm not sure."
you gotta
I
call
don't
that guy up and be like, "How'd the chains
No,
fit?"
so one day I'm talking to him and I go, he's like, "What do you think about Trump, player?" And I'm just, I go,
Playboy.
I go, Trump is like I said the same thing you said. I appreciate him because he's a polarizing figure, and he's like, "Polarizing? What do you mean polarizing?" And I was
He
like,
hit you?
"Polarizing, black and white, like he makes things black and white."
Yeah.
there is no
The whole
questions.
planet owes him a debt of gratitude for that. I'm
He
not
was mad
saying
at
he's a
me.
good guy, bad guy, or whatever. I'm saying
Matt, big
nobody
Trump
was
fan.
ever saying the things
Did you know he's
that
a
he just
time-traveling
came out and
Antichrist?
said. He came out and said the things that like
Yes.
needed to be said,
Yes.
and he put light on issues that were in the dark. And
I
he
appreciate
forced
that.
people. Yeah, same. That
Pick
guy,
a side.
Like the number one thing that we'll look back on and appreciate for him was the things he brought to light. Now I know there's people like he's a liar. He doesn't bring anything to light. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. I'm just saying he exposed so many things. Like just even think about this phrase called the fake news, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Like when
huge.
he first came on the scene, people believed the news back then.
Yeah.
You
Think-
didn't know.
Think about that. Like
half-
the average
maybe you.
person thought like CNN and Fox News was like the real news, dude. Now nobody believes the news, bro.
Half the people that I knew, maybe more, are legitimate crazy people. You'd never know unless you have that figure
Right,
that kind of comes
right,
and just delineates.
right.
And it's like, oh my God. And it's
Yeah.
horrible because I guess maybe they were always like that. I think we were talking about this on the phone call before where I was like, well, what's in this person's heart? Is it always like that? Can it change? Trump was one of these people who kind of just sifted and you're
Yeah,
on this side,
I
you're
love
on
that.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
grateful for that.
The pieces are on the board. That's grateful. I'm
Yes.
grateful for that.
Same.
All right.
Many of those whose bodies lie dead and buried will rise up, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting disgrace. Those who are wise will shine as bright as the sky, and those who lead many to righteousness will shine like the stars forever. But you, Daniel, keep this prophecy a secret. Seal up the book until the time of the end, when many will rush here and there and knowledge will increase. Like a lot of people tie that to this time period
Yeah.
because there's never been, like, you think about a kid right now, like how many questions I asked my parents or just grown-ups in general, and they just gave me a BS answer just to get me off their back, which I don't blame them for that. But like a kid now can get an answer to anything, like at his fingertip. Knowledge is so accessible right now.
Travel.
Then I, Daniel, looked and saw two others standing on opposite banks of the river. One of them asked a man dressed in linen who is now standing above the river. So there's one on each side of the river and one standing above the river. How long will it be until these shocking events are over? The man dressed in linen who was standing above the river raised both his hands toward heaven and took a solemn oath by the one who lives forever, saying, it will go on for a times, and half a time. When the shattering of the holy peoples has finally come to an end, that's a wild statement. When the shattering of the holy peoples has finally come to an end, all these things will have happened. I heard what he said, but I did not understand what he meant. So I asked, how will all this finally end, my Lord? But he said, go now, Daniel, for what I have said is kept secret and sealed until the time of the end.
If you didn't get it, get out of here.
Many will be purified, cleansed, and refined by these trials, but the wicked will continue in their wickedness, and none of them will understand. Dude, that's a heavy statement about how understanding in the spirit realm works. It's not according to, like, intellect or education.
It's interesting because you meet people where you're like, I can show you a thing, and it just seems to not mean anything to you, and you just can't see it, you can't understand it. Like that's frustrating to me because I'm a guy that really enjoys when you have that moment with somebody where they go, "Oh, I get it." And if you can't, some people just can't do that at all, and that's really, I mean, that goes NPC, maybe NPC, I don't know.
No, they're normal humans, but they're just
Blinded.
yeah, which is okay. We have to deal with them like that. We can't get mad at them for that. We have to understand we're dealing with blind people. You're going to be mean to a blind guy? I know you probably might. Like,
Me?
yeah, but I'm just saying
as
in
often
general,
as I possibly can. But you
no,
don't really
in
see them that
general,
much.
You would be kind to blind people and you wouldn't hold them accountable. Because like, why didn't you see that stop sign? Like, why didn't you stop? It's like, no, they can't see the stop sign.
No, I think it's important to ask them though.
The problem is though, if you're guiding, you'd be like, hey, blind man, there's a stop sign there, and they go, this guy's an idiot. He thinks there's a stop sign there. Huh? Everyone laugh at him, and everyone else
I know,
is
but
blind.
you
You're like,
hate those people. I'm like, no, I get it.
yeah,
I get it, man.
Top has a hatred.
I don't have a
does.
hatred.
Yeah, you get
I just
hatred.
go, let him walk into the stop
Yeah.
sign.
And for the audience, blind people are Jews in this analogy.
No, okay.
All right, fine.
This is so inappropriate. I wish he would just go deal with the gas and come back.
I am-
dude. Only those who are wise will know what it means. From the time the daily sacrifice is stopped and the sacrilegious object that causes desecration is set up to be worshipped, there will be 1,290 days.
That's very specific.
And blessed are those who wait and remain until the end of the 1,335 days.
Huh.
As for you, Daniel, go your way until the end. You will rest, and then at the end of the days, you will rise again to receive the inheritance set aside for you.
Is
You
this
think
the
this is
length of
why-
the tribulation?
Is this why they play around with the dates? This is why they keep changing the times?
I don't know,
Like,
but I read a thing like this, and I just feel like the dude sums it up at the end. Whoever Daniel's talking to, this angel at the end, as for you, go your way until the end. Like, Daniel, you got to do what you got to do in your generation. Like, if you want to build charts and graphs and timelines and prove to everybody that you're right with your doctrine and your theology about how the rapture happens and then the tribulation and this is like, that's great. That's great. Have a good time doing it. But you better just focus on what your job is in your generation and where you live, and don't get so consumed by these things that you don't have any power over. Because people are doing that in all the things. They're consumed in the tweeter chat. They just want to tweet the stuff. And it's like, no. You could be handling business in your life.
I see a lot of that.
I'm trying to handle my business, Matt, but they
No,
suspended
people are
my
like,
license.
oh, the Republicans did
I
this.
don't know
the
that they ever
Democrats
suspended
did
his
that.
license. I think
yeah,
he
like
just
the
wanted
guy
to-
who's screaming and saying, oh, Trump, now we're going to be in chains. It's like, bro, you're using that mental capacity you could be using that mental capacity to better your life and like do good in your life.
Yeah.
For your life and your family, but you're consuming yourself with these things you have no control over.
Well, to be fair, when talking about mental capacity, he was going to punch me because I said polarizing. He didn't know what the word meant.
That's probably the
He
problem.
thought that I was like praising him. I was like, no, that's not what the word means. Like, here it is. We look it up. We looked it up, and he was like, oh yeah, true.
It's a little Webster dictionary saved you from
Yeah.
getting stabbed in a
But
subway.
you see what I'm saying? Like the big takeaway here for me, I don't know. I feel like you weren't really paying attention toward the end because you lost your
No, I was, and
attention
I was
span
talking
from
about-
doing 2 shows, which I said was a bad idea to
No, it's
begin
not.
with.
Sometimes you do 3 shows. You want to do another show?
We do another show.
I'll
Do
do
another
it.
show right now.
I'll do it right now.
That length of time is fascinating to me, though. Are we talking about the tribulation? Because I've heard that
Seems that
expression
way.
is "Blessed are those who endure to the end."
Amen.
And that's the second time. So I think it says that in Revelation, but it also says that here, which is obviously talking about the same kind of events.
In Revelation, it says a lot of times, to he that overcomes, to he that overcomes, to he that overcomes. It says that a lot. I think Jesus in another place, not in the book of Revelation, but in one of the Gospels, said to he that endures to the end shall be saved.
That's very interesting.
But
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
no, you said I could like have. A
You can
thing,
fidget,
though.
but you can't
But
slap
the
them
bottom
against the
line
table
is
like
that like the dark is gonna get dark. I don't know who's the 1,300 days, the 1,200 days. I don't know. But in general, this pattern is going to exist. Dark is gonna get dark, and light's gonna get light, and light gets lighter in a dark place to begin with, and the light's gonna be lighter. So I just want to be focused on that, and I want to make
Tohu-bohu.
sure that I'm not looking like the dark. Like I don't want to be blending in with whatever society in the world is doing, because we are clearly 2 different things. Like we are clearly 2 totally different polarized things. Like the light is totally this thing that's totally different from the dark.
All right.
Yeah.
And the
as
closer we get to a world like that, then the closer we're getting to the end.
Well,
Like,
I appreciate when I guess it's similar
But
to
this
the
is
Trump thing. It's like now I know the darker it gets, the more obvious it gets where you're supposed to be standing.
I think this is what gets me in trouble.
Maybe.
This is what gets us in trouble. I'm
never in trouble.
It's not that I'm stupid, but I act as if everything is very black and white. You know how I feel about things. I'll tell you exactly how I feel. And people, they want the flowery language, I suppose. They want the gray. They want the nice little engravements.
It's nice here in the gray.
But I'm like, no, I'm going to tell you this or I'm going to tell you that. And people don't seem to like it. But as we move forward, those are the people that I like to deal with. The people that'll just say what it is like, great, perfect. Now we know this information and we can move forward and do more things rather than being in this wishy-washy
Yeah, I have a
area.
loved one who says like, whether you want abortion to be legal or illegal, like that's whatever, but we need to call it babies.
Yeah.
Like
I
that, like
appreciate
like
that language, yeah.
that's his thing. He's like, it's no problem if you want to vote for it. It's okay, but we have to call it what it is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I'm not even. This dude, I love this guy. He's like, I'm not even arguing with you. Like, I'm not a female.
Yeah, but let's not pretend.
But let's
some
make sure we're
different-
calling it what
yeah.
it is. It is babies, and as long as you want to vote for that, no problem. We can have that discussion.
Yeah.
But we have to call things what they are.
Yeah,
that's
I
what
saw-
you're saying. I like that too. Like, let's just be straight.
You're going to be mad at me for saying the thing that, like what it is.
But
because
let's
you don't
talk
want to have
through
to
it.
deal with conviction.
But
Because
we
once
have
things
to.
are defined accurately, well, then you have to have conviction and your adherence to one side or another. But if it's all gray and it's all amorphous, well, then there's no conviction and it's a diffusion of responsibility. You know what I mean?
Diffusion.
That's what I said.
Yeah, so I guess as we really start to define terms, this is we're talking about the light and the dark. These things become more obvious. So we're moving towards, I guess, fulfilling the prophecy by being specific, by being offensive in some ways, by laying things out on the table and saying this is what it actually is, and that's how. I guess
That's how Jesus operated. He didn't beat around the bush with people.
Yeah. So do you think? Yeah. So then, does God want us to? God wants us to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus was the most blunt man to ever live.
I mean,
bro. Like he would say stuff. He would generalize entire generations. He'd say, "What's this generation like? They're like little kids at the market." And say, "Oh, we played our instruments for you, and you didn't dance. We wept for you, but you didn't mourn."
It's like there was not one sack butt.
He didn't stop to say, "No, I don't mean everybody in this generation." Like he took it for granted that people had a brain and understood that he's generalizing, but making the broad statement about the entire generation of the day he lived in.
That's interesting.
And like people today just can't handle that. They think, especially a pastor, they think they have to go, "Now, I don't mean everybody. I don't mean everybody in this generation." Well, our Lord didn't care about that. He'd say, "What are the Pharisees like?" He'd say, "The Pharisees are like this." And then boom, he'd blast them. And he never stopped to say, "Now, I know there's some good ones.
Not every Pharisee.
Nicodemus is my guy. They're not all like," he didn't do that, bro. He didn't have any concern for like, "Oh, your feelings are hurt by what I'm saying."
That's interesting.
He had no concern for that, bro. Like that's a modern American church thing, or maybe, and the church is probably just getting it from the culture. They're not obviously getting it from the Bible. They're getting it from the culture of like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt feelings," because usually truth is what hurts feelings. That's my own personal experience. People have been the most mad at me or had their feelings the most hurt. It's been just because of truth. It hasn't been because of like some crazy thing. It's like you're saying a very plain, honest, true thing. That's when people really lose their mind.
Yeah, that is true. I can
think that's
I can
a
say
good-
that from experience.
Matt, that's a good spot. Give him your. Let him know what
Say
you think.
something.
Yeah. Tell him about truth, man.
Tell him about the truth. Well, he kind of just did, but you could do it again.
Wait, I can just say whatever I want at the end because we're closing up?
I'm thinking about changing this rule because he asks about it every time, and I'm thinking, no, say what we
Well,
want.
no, I
you
just
to
feel like
say.
I said a lot of stuff, and you got me like sidetracked.
Well, is
I don't
that
have
all
like
right?
some...
I mean, if you don't have anything to
Wrap
say
it up.
this time,
We have two cameras on you, so wrap it up. Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to say this then. The time of the end is gonna come. Like whether you live in the time of the end, I know we're like, "Oh, you think we're in the end times? You think we're in the last days?" Like it's coming no matter what. Your life is coming to an end no matter what. Like your life could be at an end today. But let's say you live a full life, you live 120 years. Like that's going to come like that and it's going to be gone. And so your time is short. Dark is going to get dark, light is going to get light, and you got to pick a side and you got to be a part of the game. Like you got to get in the game. There's an entire body dependent on you to take your role in the body. Like if you have a body and there's eyeballs and kneecaps and elbows and fingernails and all this stuff, and then the leg just isn't there, the body's screwed because that part isn't there. So people have to take up their role. People have to get with God, find out their God-given destiny, And if you want to read about that, you can see it in 2 Timothy 1, 8 and 9. You've been saved and called with a holy calling in Christ Jesus before the world began. Like, you've got to take up that role. Like, you've got to get with God and figure out your destiny. And you've got to be reading a Bible. You've got to be reading it every day, man. And I'm not trying to put you down if you're not, because it's a journey. Because you start in the beginning. It's just like working out or running or anything else. But you've got to get on the journey of reading the scripture every day and cultivating that relationship with God so you can be that part of the body that you're called to be, because we're dependent on you.
Well said, Matthew.
Guys, come and see Matt and us when we're here at the Standard Coffee Shop. I just want to say thank you to the people who have been dropping by, which actually has been happening. I didn't expect it to happen so fast, and I didn't expect to have this many people.
We're going to be
people.
doing a cool thing. Like, I'm just going to make a bunch of these, whatever kind of like little knickknacks I feel like making. I'm going to make them. If you come by the studio, take a selfie.
Take a selfie in the studio.
Take a selfie. If you post it on your social media, we'll give this stuff out to you guys.
John Bunyan was a tinkerer. They called him a tinkerer.
I don't know who that is.
What?
I wish you wouldn't say that.
Dude, I got to get you guys some Bunyan books.
John
I
Bunyan.
can barely read.
Pilgrim's Progress?
No, dude. Guys, come here, take selfies, hang out with Matt, tell him to lighten up on his facial expressions, and enjoy some coffee. It's really good coffee, actually.
Yes, please drink a coffee. But guys, until the next episode, I think we'll be back here Friday, but maybe do something tomorrow as well.
Well, we got to do Neph to America. We got to do Chronicles.
Yeah, we do.
We got to do Chronicles.
Yeah, we do.
Obey, submit, and comply. See you later.
The greatest hypnotist on planet Earth is a oblong box in the corner of the room. It is constantly telling us what to believe is real.
You can persuade them that what they see with their eyes is what there is to see. You can't. Because they'll laugh in the face of